ma, pire ya so we ma. Iro pide ya so we ma, pire ya so we ma. So we mama e baru ya so we ma. So we mama e baru ya so we ma. Mama ya so we ma, mama ya so we ma. Mama ya so we ma, ya so we shari ya so we ma, mama ya so we ma, ya so we shari ya so we ma. So we mama e baru ya so we ma. So we mama e baru ya so we ma. Ina bibia ya so we ma mama o, mama ya so we ma. Ina bibia ya so we ma mama o, mama ya so we ma. Mama ya so we ma. Yeri ya so we ma. Mama ya so we ma.
must come together. The account is all we have. The young people must come together. The account is all we need. From Pere to Taribo. The account is all we have. From Buya District to Soge. The account is all we need. From Sanikoli to Pienga. The account is all we have. From Secretary to Yahweh Meslon.
And so that's it here this evening, folks. We'd like to say good evening and welcome to the Heat Hour program here this evening. And welcome to your number one talk show in Nima and its surrounding currently. Today edition of the show, we will be hosting former representative of Electoral District 8 Nima County on our Larry P. Yonkoi. I know you listened to the music there. That was a really, really, really beautiful song from one of Nima traditional artists with that beautiful piece of song dedicated to Honor Larry Yonkwe. And he did a lot of beautiful things when he was serving as representative for Electoral District 8. I mean, void of politics, he actually shed the light on Electoral District 8. He did a lot beautiful thing when he served as the representative there. And I actually admire him on when he was serving as representative. If you counting the 53rd, the 54th, if you counting the top lawmakers in Liberia, Honor Yonkwa will be among the top five. If he's not among the top two, then he's in the top five. So Honor Yonkwa is an intellectual. He's well educated, well, very seasoned one. And that's why when people try to say something negative about Honor Yonkwa, I sometimes sit and laugh because I listened to one of his session on the radio recently about on our dog Cooper. I mean, that was bizarre. I don't know how you want to tell it, but again, folks, we say welcome to the show this evening. Welcome to the Heat Hour program. Our Yonkwa is already in the back. We will go for him very shortly. My brother Shadrach G. Thomas Doki is also in the back. We're going to bring him on very shortly. But let's give you this information. BKS TV, a radio station, will be breaking ground for her project in Ganta City on the 15th of this month. And we want to build a state of media art, as media empire, we want to build a very, very, very modern media institution in Ganta. We want to disseminate credible information to our people of Nima and its surrounding. So if you are just joining us, we ask you to share the show with other people, invite somebody listening alongside you. Young Kwai is a mentor to many of us. He's an educator. He's a leader. He's an elder. He's a statesman. And he will be here tonight. This will be more of educational show, more political discussion. Invite somebody to listen alongside you this evening as we host Honorable Larry Yonkwa, former representative of Electoral District 8, Nima County. And also he doing his term as representative in the House. He served as chairman of Planning and Research and also Planning and Statistic. And he's currently part of the Citizen Movement for Change. So Yonkwa will be joining us tonight as we discuss Liberia politics, Nima politics in its totality. And we will go for this break. When we come back, we will bring on our young Kwai in. I like this song. This is from Yan.
Don't me wake up, young me that door. Like a bio, young me like a bio, young me like a bio. Cooking, go follow me, king. Go to me, go straight on me. Cooking, go follow me, king. Okay, go on, okay. Okay, I feel that we lock.
I can attest to it. Oh, yeah, me later we look yeah. Young Kwai Bile. I can attest to that one very clear. And I don't know the post era, the post war era Liberia. If you're counting top lawmakers in Liberia, especially from Nima, Onanyonko will be the first. I don't know how you want to do the ranking, but if you look at on our Larry P. Yonkwe at that time in the 50th tier, you look at the man, Councillor Garrison Border, you look from the 50th tier. Those were all top-notch lawmakers. They don't care whether you are president or not. They don't care whether you got the power or not. They speak in the interest of the Liberian people. Not because you are the president, I mean we should bow down or we should say yes sir to you and everything. And our Yonkwe has been one of the focal lawmakers in Liberia. During one of his interview at the House, he lamented on the issue of the former president leaving the country, going outside when, of course, we had a very sensitive issue going on in the country that has to do with the census. How can you be having a census and the father of the land is not in the land? And that was discussion in the interest of the masses, not politics. But nowadays, many of our lawmakers pay homage to the political party that made them instead of paying homage to the Liberian people. And this is sad. It is sad. It's a sad time. The Constitution says ministers, cabinets, directors work according to the will and pleasure of the president. And that same Constitution says government is constituted by the people, for the people, and with the people. That's democracy. The Constitution also says the power is inherited within the people. Now you're seeing a lot of things going on in the country. One thing that baffles me today was the civil society organization that went to speak for the Minister of Justice. I mean, come on, man. Civil society and all be compromised. What? You got a deputy minister that allegedly raped a girl. Up till now, that case is being played with. You never see civil society organization going out to speak on those issues. But when it's with ministers against them, we go out to speak. That was not on our young Kwe at that time. But let me not go really deeper with that before somebody say, Junior, you want to be impartial on the show tonight. You want to take side on our young Kwe. But that's not the case. On our young Kwe is capable enough to plead his own case. And I think he will do it here tonight on the show. Shadrach, good evening and welcome to the show. How you doing this evening, big brother?
Let's go for being officer.
That's great. You are okay now?
Yeah, so just increase your volume from the back.
Am I okay?
Yeah, you okay.
Okay, that's great. But let's hear you shortly what's on your mind before we bring on our young Kwe on.
Obviously, the most sensitive thing on my mind this afternoon is Nima. Until Nima can have a fair share of what she deserves, I won't actually be okay. Until I can see the people from Mantoka Demo benefiting the just fair of what they deserve, I won't be okay. Until I can see the people of Luma, the people of Duoplay, the people of Mutuo benefiting for what they stood in line for, I won't be okay. So just to let you know, Nima is all on my mind this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Shadrach G. Thomas Toki. He's the founder and chairman of Nima for WIA. Shadrach, this group still exists in Nima, or you guys have been dissolved?
Very active than before.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let's bring the honorable man on. Honor Yonkwe, good evening and welcome. to the show this evening. How you doing, Honorable?
Well, good evening, compatriots in the diaspora and Liberia. Very happy to be back here, and we hope
Yeah.
the technical issues that hinder our appearance the last time won't recur tonight.
Yeah, we miss you. We miss you a lot, and welcome once again. You are not a stranger. I know many people know you. I personally know you. I admire you a lot. But for the sake of the discourse, just do a brief introduction for us as we dive into the conversation tonight.
Well, I did an exhaustive introduction the last time around, but repetition is a good pedagogical tool. I'd like to start first with my title in CMC. I'm the National Vice Chair for Statistics, Data, and Research. Statistics, data, and research. Even though planning is it's an embodiment of all of those, right? Research. You can you do research by collecting data, analyzing it. Then you have the body of data is statistics, and you use it to plan. So planning is not actually in my title, but it's implied. That's what I wanted to introduce. But like I said, I'm just presenting myself as a two-term lawmaker from 2012 to 2024, wherever you want to call it, January. And of course, I hail from Nimba, from Ghana Chiefdom in the YP Administrative District, Seklebi Maasai District, Dian Town, Kipo Township in particular. I started my school in Flumpa, went to Ghana for 1 year, went to Senegal and spent 7 years there, and returned to the University of Liberia, where I obtained bachelor degree, and went to Ghana at the United Nations Institute for Population Studies and obtained a Master's of Arts there. And since then, I've been basic on the job market, making my contribution to Liberia, especially in the population and development milieu. I rose to the rank of senior economist and coordinator of the Population Policy Coordination Unit, which is the secretary of the National Population Commission in Liberia.
Wow. I hope.
No, what it is they are calling him. Someone's calling him. So whenever they do that,
I see you're welcome. How you doing this evening, Chief?
Good. I'm doing great. I know you guys. Welcome to my dear brother Shadrach. Yesterday it was a great show, man. It was one of my best. Yeah, so it was great. As far as what's on my mind, I saw something.
Yeah, is there any way to increase the volume? The volume is a little low today.
It's from your end. It's from your end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I can hear Jim really loud and clear. There you go.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yes, it's back. I get him on.
Sorry, there are a lot of apps coming down when the internet is on. So sorry.
Yeah,
that's why I interrupted my service. It's not what happened the last time. So yeah, so that's briefly who am I. Prior to my joining national politics and working with the executive branch, I served as University of Liberia, Nimba University president, and I was there when the momentum period of Kuonkpa demotion and Jackson Hebdo election and denial, all of those things happened under my leadership at the University of Liberia. And then subsequently, I became vice president of the University of Liberia Student Union. I'm saying this for you to know my background. I'm also very active in the academia. I taught at AMEU for 2 semesters and taught Cottington for 5 years. I had to resign in 2005 to run for the House of Representatives. So I lectured at the university on a UN project whenever it was needed to teach the ministry's staff in statistics. So, having said this, I'm a very keen student of Nimba, There's not a chiefdom or clan in Nimba that I have not visited. I used my time during the war with Liberian United for so Lush, 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 to go all over the country, and then I work with MSF Belgium to survey Nimba as far as food sustainability is concerned. So we call it nutritional survey. These things were all intended for us to know our people in totality. And then when the political situation ensued, I became the first national chair of Liberty Party, where I introduced it and registered it with the NEC, and I took the political leader all over. So just to tell you some of my background, so I come on this table with a very rich political and socioeconomic background of Nimba. I speak two of the major dialects, and so I'm very fluent in the inland church taught me that, because whenever we found ourselves in San Nicolas for the 7 years I spent there, whenever a man was preaching, it would be interpreted in Gio. And whenever a Gio man was preaching, it would be interpreted in Mano. And when we went to VP Row, the main church in Nimba, it continued up to the war. I mean, in Monrovia, it's after the war that it was briefly practiced, and now we have all gone back to our English session. So those years with the inland church taught me to be very, very knowledgeable of our two major languages. So I just thought to say this to let you know that I'm very sorry for what transpired the last time, and I hope we don't have a recurrence of that, so that we can have a very, very beautiful discourse tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yonkwe. Welcome once again. And I'd like for us to start from where we stop, because of the limited time. So I'll go straightly to the CEO. He wanted to nail certain question for you that day, and he couldn't due to some technical issues. So let him just hit it on the head, and let's start a conversation from there.
Yeah, before, again, welcome, Elder. Welcome to this platform. You have made this platform one of the most talked about platform around the town. Before I go to my question, though, you made a comment during your brief appearance the last time, and it has caught fire. We had that quotation, we put it on our website, now on our Facebook page, and everyone across the country ran with it. The statement, I think I paraphrase, and correct me if I'm wrong there, has to do with you regretted once affiliating with Unity Party. That statement,
did I actually say so?
Yes. Yeah, you said that. So you said that, and that statement has gone viral. Do you mind expanding on that a little bit, or sharing a little bit of light on it before I go to my actual question?
Well, I actually went to the Unity Party by default. Somebody in trying to, even my own son who is currently studying in China was the one that came up with a dossier on that statement that he erroneously said I was a member of LPP. No, I was originally a member of UPP, the United People's Party, the party that formed alliance with LPP to constitute the Alliance for Democracy and Progress, APD or ADP, Progress and Democracy. That's a group that the first Senate Bureau was Tipote, and when it was Dr. Marcus Dan's turn to become the Senate Bureau, it was a time that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf asked the alliance to support her. So in so doing, we successfully did it. First of all, we won our first ticket as Alliance for Peace and Democracy's candidate. And I was a sitting lawmaker when I was asked by colleagues to say, look, you can't be a lawmaker and then you are not on the executive committee. And you cannot be on the executive committee if you are not a member of the party. You can't be supporting the party to win and then you don't enjoy the benefits of being on the executive committee that have by default we matriculated to Unity Party. And at the time, the vice president then, who later became the Senate Bureau, was now the leader of the party. So for those who are saying Unity Party made me, I want that correction to be made. I was already made before joining Unity Party. That's the first thing. And another day, I've always not given less than 88% of the votes to any political party I affiliate with in my immediate locale. So that's the first thing. So I wanted to clarify that. But again, I went to that party with the hope that, given the sophisticated nature of the leadership, we would do things differently. We would do things differently. So my regret is that there is no way we could adjudge Labour Unity Party, especially under President Bouaka, when we didn't know his leadership style. But having the experience that we have gotten over the past nearly 22 months, I decided to just conclude that it was really regrettable that we had to go that route. So basically, I'm not sure my Senate bearer I knew was the one that is currently leading the charge. I just still believe that he's being teleguided because of age and natural, sometimes you can be born naturally soft. So I think basically that's what I'm trying to say, because some of the things, the leadership, the thing that I see, it didn't really convince me that that was the Senate bearer I knew. For example, you saw good laws on the book. They are 10 new laws. There is no way you want to abrogate a constitution. When you are taking oath of office, you say to uphold the constitution. I swear solemnly to uphold the constitution and laws. And laws. It's not only that small flat book they call the constitution, but the constitution gives right for the legislature to promulgate laws. And the Supreme Court decision is also law. So that what we call statute, the constitution and statutes, and then the decision of the Supreme Court. There are three places where law comes from. So if you are looking at 10 new law and you abrogating it for whatever reason, it's not correct. To me, I felt that where my disappointment or begins from. Then, of course, there are a lot of integrity institutions created like the LACC, the Human Rights Commission, GAC, and the rest of it. And the fact that we're not allowing them to freely operate, these are where my frustration lies. Then you have this issue of appointments, formation of government, where two persons will be appointed to one position, and then sometimes you don't even know why it is. Then you leave, you withdraw one. A lot of confusion. To me, I felt that where are we going? We didn't expect to go below where Manasseh left us. If George Weah had done that, we could accept it, because he admitted that he remained less than a high school graduate and went to school. And when you didn't have that solid foundation, obviously, no matter what you do at the top, you will not really be solid. But for a man who learned book during the conservative time, who had been in the corridor of power for that little time, to still be finding himself wanting in some of these areas, I felt it was a source of disappointment for me. So that was basically I intended to say, because you asked me a lead question and I was trying to get to it, and then I went the way I went.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying. We couldn't have gone with this show without getting that clarification from you. So that actually a good thing. It segue into my next question. A few days or weeks ago, Henry Costa was on Spoon TV, and he made some insinuation that our current president is being guided by other people in terms of decision makings that he's not aware of. And you alluded to something similar to that. The question I wanted to ask you last time before internet acted up was Nima County. We have one of our brothers, Honorable Pay, who just got dismissed. And no reason had come out. We haven't heard any concrete reason as to why he was dismissed. Executive Mansion, the president's office has not said anything about it. Our leadership in Nima County, our VP has not said anything about it. And then he was replaced with one of our own, another person who's also part of a supportive of the vice president to a very higher extent. Someone who actually has a movement that support the VP and all that. How, I mean, looking at this from all vantage point, what's your take on it? How do you think this is all going on? How do Nehemiahs really take this? Is this setting Nehemiahs against each other? Is that something that will go down right? What's your honest opinion on this?
Well, I, as a professional person, I always like to remain in the ambit of the law. There are two dimensions to it. You have the political dimension and the legal dimension. Article 54 of the Constitution gives right to the president to appoint. The exclusive right is to the president, and the Senate confirms. So the president can dismiss an appointee without any justification. So to me, keeping myself on the side of the law, I would want to say that we can't read anything much in it, because the president's prerogative is to fire you and hire you. But politically, this is not the first scenario. You remember one Wube was in charge of FDA, and this pressure came on the country for these community logging, the benefits that should have gone to our people. And then the president was constrained to fire him. And he was replaced by none other than our senior brother, Honorable Harrison Conway. There was a lot of bad feeling among some of us. But again, Honorable Conway took his time and explained to the caucus, he said, look, my brother, if I don't accept this thing, it will go to different people. My hand is not in what happened to our brother, but equally so, when they give it back to the country in a way, wherever the line of support the gentleman who is going out was, we too will build upon it with our own new priority of support. But it's better to keep it that way than to make noise about it. The president got it right, he can withdraw me anytime and put different person there, and then some of the things that should have done happen to our country will not happen. So I learned my lesson from there. But the bottom line is that that's the same thing I talk about, the regret. And this is the thing we brought down one day, number of people themselves will be out in the field saying that we should divide the country into 3 to create 6 countries, 6 senators. Nobody can send your way. 3 superintendents, 3 countrywide universities, 3 countrywide referral centers, 3 of everything you can think about. We have the population, and I can put my neck on the line. None of those population will go below any of the big countries we have, except Monserrado. We will be, because the thing about it is that when you look at the role NIMBA play to bring this rescue government into place, it should not be happy with only 2 ministerial positions, with 2 major ethnic groups and some very knowledgeable and substantive minority tribes, the Bee, the Kran, the Mandingos, and the Pele are in District Number 8, But this is what we have. When we want to remain big, we enjoy being big. I always believe in talking to NIMBA people and not necessarily NIMBA territory. Because no matter you give us 4 countries, we are still NIMBA people. When you say Nikanunle, you can be doing what? You will turn around and look there. That's why you play Maryland or Sando, far away play, you hear that word, Konkanun, or Make, you will turn around. Whether you give or you be or you cry from NIMBA, that language, it will draw you. So the NIMBA population, the NIMBA people can never be separated. We have Scandinavia in Europe. When you're talking about Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, those are Scandinavian countries. You talk about the prairies, you talk about the Balkans Peninsula, the Portuguese, the Spanish, they know themselves. But they are different countries. So some of these disadvantages that instead of keeping yourself one, then you get 10 potential senators from different countries fighting over one. You expect crash to come. The same thing that happening. You think the kind of population that we presented that brought this unity party into being, if we had central NIMBA, where is Soge and Encyclopedia Man, you got Leo NIMBA, Yahoo Messon, Encyclopedia Interpreter, you got Upper NIMBA, Sanigole and Belege, you have had those countries sitting down, giving those numbers, you think we forgot about them, at least one minister issue will come from there. So these are some of the things, but again, so that people don't understand. They say, you want to divide our people? No, we're not dividing the people, we're dividing this. We give you more job. But again, that's the understanding. Me, I have joined politics for my last time. Where I'm an elderly man, I don't regret for any statement I make. This thing will teach us lesson. We are better together. People who insulted us when we took different sides, where are they today? They were thinking that by the time they rescue our one, they will have jobs of their liking. Today, they and myself is talking air passing up and down. Some of them are even deciding that they will insult or will speak against their party. I don't worry about them. My skin is thicker than it were when I've joined politics. So that political aspect is the challenge that our vice president has. Say he sees the president anytime. Sometimes it's good to tell them this. How me? Tingman is a very intelligent human being. Or Honoré is highly intellectual. He could be just transferred to some of the strategic area. And then maybe you bring your brother in. At least you emboldened the ranks of NIMBA participation. But when you subtract one and replace it, what are you trying to say? Okay, in as much as it is a legitimate right under the Constitution to do so, but politically, it's not jabbing, it's not faring well, because people are feeling disenchanted. It's a bittersweet kind of thing, And some of us are extrovert and some of us are introvert. What some of our reaction will be or were in the past is not what we are reading now on the social media, even among us Nimbayans. Some are talking about tribalism. Oh, the favoring the man of people more than the Gio people. If I president, what are you trying to do? As was these are not good. So I hope they will go back to the drawing board and make sure they correct it. Mr. Honoré can still play a key role so long he was not dismissed for corruption or disrespect for the rule of law, and it was just a matter of the routine change of government. I think he still has the opportunity of resurfacing, and we hope the sooner the president and the vice president can meet and take decisions to heal the situation, the better it is.
Thank you. I will yield for now and let the other folks go.
Thank you so much, CEO, and let's welcome Anna Lorena Donkett to the show. Now, I want to start from where the CEO stopped with this issue of Tingma and Wilmot Bay. Do you think Tingma would have been given that position if he never established the NIMA solidarity movement in the interest of the vice president?
Well, it was actually surprising to me because when I had one-on-one discussion with the VP, I was very, very deliberate about that, asking because I was concerned about the formation of NAMO, NIMBA National Movement for Boaka by Onyam Martin. Tingman was one of the vice chairperson and the current Deputy Director General of the Monrovia Transit Authority, Mr. Zhao Gibson. These were the key guys in Unity Party those days that organized that auxiliary group called NAMO. So when I saw the government in power and then Tingman was not on board, when I was meeting the vice president, I was not about myself because I know I didn't support them. So wherever we are coming, we will be surprised. But I was very specific. I said, but why is it Tingman is not in government? And the answer I got is in my heart. I can't disclose high-level discussion with a very high-profile person. But I was surprised that it came about. But again, others are interpreting that it is the resurgence of CMC in the country that is making the old man to look into his blue book, a black book, to start calling some of the names that they were earlier decided to forget about them. I got my own friend, my best man, Jan Martin, at the resurface of late and Tingman and all at the resurface. A lot of people are saying, no, but Musability is taking away most of our key guys. The few that have not yet decided to leave, you're please all them back. And so while others are thinking about the solidarity movement being organized by Tingman, I was letting to be equally so, I think it was merely because of the provision of alternative, a NIMBA-based alternative party that is making headway in a country that also leading to that. Otherwise, and that they were feeling that the reserve of unemployed and unutilized manpower that were around who have been depleted by CMC. So that how come they are going, and we are very happy about that. Even if we don't win, we know that we are making more of our people to be employed prior to the D-Day on 2029. But the solidarity movement, when it started first, we knew that it was obviously to push the land of the VP, which is not a bad thing. We need solidarity for peace, and the name is good. We need peace in the country, but peace does not mean everybody should be subservient to one dominance. Let's keep it as that. Everybody must have the freedom of vertical mobility and not necessarily truncating your own desire to grow because of the desire for one or two persons. So whatever the case, I have no problem with the president appointment. Tingman is qualified, but I know from the end that they should give us the benefit that because we stood up to provide alternative, because MDR is no longer available. It has been subsumed by Unity Party. Sooner or later, I think they should be going to officialize, I mean, their collaboration in terms of of paper and pen, so that you can have no more NIMBA-based political parties. So CMC might remain the only one. There's no way MDR can survive as a political party on our own and still be in alliance with Unity Party, where even the standard bearer is now a Unity Party president, and up to this time they don't have a standard bearer or political leader. And so, for fear of that vacuum, obviously CMC has come to fill a gap. It's true in case there is going to be that official togetherness. So basically, that's why I'm saying we don't want to read so much into the president's desire to appoint whoever he wanted to appoint, but at least they are qualified. And I know Honorable Pick, he was my national chairman. I was there. He was Secretary General. Then he later took over the chairmanship. In fact, it was Honor a Guardian as chairman of Unity Party that I ran and won. And so we're happy to have seen him preferred by the party to serve in that very lofty position. And we are proud of his record there. And now that he had to give way to his brother, I think we just have to accept it as it is and pray that the president could have him reassigned one of these days.
Thank you. And this leads me to my next question.
Before we come to your next question, though, I think we should highlight this. The Honorable made a very important point there about MDR, the alliance with Unity Party, and CMC. The growth of CMC now is pushing the current government to be able to get other folks who feel disenfranchised on board. That MDR thing, I think, is very important. We will need to, I will mark that down. We need to come to that, because that's a great revelation. I never thought about it, but when you think about it from a different angle, it does make point, because up to now, the leadership of MDR, nobody's there. It's still being held in that position. When you ask them, nobody tells you anything. To your chairman, who's ahead of it, or Senator Koga, the VP, who's leading this, who's the head of MDR. No one gives you a straight answer. They'll all beat around the bush. So for you to make that revelation, I think that's something that is worth pointing out. But just sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I wanted to let the Honorable know I may come back to that question when the second time come around.
Okay, no problem, CEO. But that was actually the question that I wanted to ask with the explanation you just gave on our Yonkoi. I want you to give us your political analysis as to which political party holds the future of NEMA comes 2029. Politically, 2029 is right around the corner, but we might say 2029 is way ahead. We are not even closer to 2027 yet. Why discuss 2029? But politically, 2029 is in a corner there where some of the CMC people saying that they are pushing the government to do the right thing currently around the country. When they go to break ground for this project, you see the government to going to break ground for another project. When you see they go to break ground for road construction, you see the government doing the same thing. So in NEMA, where your political party is situated, give us the full analysis as to which political party holds the future of NEMA.
Well, NIMBA is not a political party. So NIMBA does not belong to one political party. The future, when it comes to the distribution of national cake, I think it is the CMC that holds it, because the vice president is working under the wing of a president. When he is doing his appointment at the level of the friends of Jeremiah, a number of MDR, those that are very close, because even within the MDR in the country, they are crossed all over. I'm not talking about the rescue mission. They say most of the appointments are apologies to the FOJ, and then the portion of the MDR that are close to him and the rest of it. So if you look at it carefully and you look at when those appointments are made, yeah, they proud and say, yeah, we are empowering our brothers and sisters. But when like what is happening to Pay and thing comes about, they will say, oh, you know that the president got a constitutional right to appoint. So in other words, we're giving the benefit of the doubt that as a vice president, he doesn't have a stake in who gets what job. He can only recommend. So you have a standard bearer that is fighting for the presidency. And so if he forms good alliance and he is supported to become president, then the future of NIMBA to get jobs that represent their efforts lie with CMC. But the developmental component of the country already, we're not waiting for 2029. In my little small district, it alone, just of late, I'm not talking about the 4 towns of that is attached to Bay that he electrified during the 2023 election. Just of recent, he had given more than 310 pieces of solar light just to illuminate portion of my district. He gave 60 to Gipo Town and just donated 250 recently. And he said pause to doing more for the electrification of the rest of the district. And I think he has the same inclination to go all over the country because he's a citizen of the country and he intends to do more. I'm just saying this to say that if he does not have the political power, but he is already intervening in some critical areas and empowering people at different levels, what more about if you were to have the opportunity of sitting on the table to decide on how jobs are distributed after the election, whether he is there as a number 1 person or number 2 person or a kingmaker. But this is it. So I think you see for yourself. You see for yourself the amount of votes we gave to United Party for you to have us fighting over just 2 ministerial positions is mind-boggling. And a few of them, 3 or 4 deputy ministerial positions, does it worth it? No. So that means we are still far away from where we are going than where we came from. And so I think CMC is where the hope of NIMBA is. And I'm encouraging all like-minded people to gravitate towards that so we can have a standard bearer on the table, because the last time I checked, Honorable Baga is bracing himself to going for the 2nd term. And so you will say because we are forming party or we supporting a political party to provide presidential candidate, therefore we are subtracting from NIMBA. I say no. The presidential term in Liberia is limited to 2 terms, and the old man is just beginning his 1st term. And the way I see him bouncing around, and like, you want to go for the 2nd term. And so if you are saying, oh, because our brother is a vice president, therefore anybody who forms a party is going against NIMBA interest, I think it is a fallacy that must be discouraged, and we should disabuse the mind of our people who are thinking that way. Well, let us remain together. We're all looking for it together. We are fishing. Whoever brings the fish will all swallow good GB.
Thank you. This will be my last question. After here, we'll go to Shadrach to ask his first 2 questions, and then Lorena. Now, this is about us media practitioners. With the way you see media practitioner operating currently in NIMA, I'm not going to the national level, but in NIMA County, do you think we media institution or media practitioner still play the role as watchdog within the community, or you think we've been bought one way or the other?
This is my candid opinion. There are some journalists that are fighting hard to protect the integrity of the field, the journalistic field, to really serve as the 4th estate. The 1st estate being the legislature, 2nd estate being the executive, the 3rd being the judiciary. The 4th estate is the mouthpiece of the people, where the ordinary people are expected to be informed by and to serve as a medium through which you get the views of the ordinary people. But good number of them have forgotten about their own role. There are a lot of partisan journalists in NIMBA nowadays. Some of them are purely attached to the superintendent office. I mean, they almost like praise singing them. Then some of them are attached to the vice president. Some are attached to some of the key lawmakers, to the extent that even when you want to give a candid opinion on some of the issues, they step on it simply because they don't want you to offend their side. And I think it is very sad. It's not it's the media community we knew in the past. And so unless something is done about it, we will have, for lack of better words, Radio Kigali kind of journalism in Nimba. That's why we see this particular media outlet that we are on as something that we need to encourage, because at least they have nothing they are not cattle collecting kind of people. They are merely interested. Yeah, we have other big networks, internationally and nationally, connecting people to educate their people. We want to encourage this to happen, but as the local assembly, what I'm saying is not you folks name a tree. There are certainly, definitely some journalists that are purely partisan. They have been, for lack of better words, closely aligned with some of the status quo, and nothing we can do about it except to just sometimes carry on self-sanction. So now we don't want to even give our interview to them because they will never play, especially when you are critical of the status quo. So that's my view about it. The press is no longer independent in Nimba.
Thank you. I would have asked you whether you care to mention any other name to us, because you're not a person I can mention where, I gotta say this. Can you mention two, three
Well,
names to us that this person, and let's start it from there.
no. You see, when confusion are not yet being brought about, you don't go into it. Yeah, when the day they want to take issue with us, I think we start calling their names. But who they cap fit will wear it. Confusion, you don't go into the kind of media to look for confusion unnecessarily. We know them. And as elder, you can't be provocative unless you are provoked. Yeah, so bear this particular, bear me with this other embarrassment. And we call their
Thank you.
name when they want to post something about or say something about what we are saying tonight.
Thank you.
But
Thank
they
you
know
so much.
themselves. There are
Okay.
some people who are even children of some high up government officials who are fighting to be professional. If to just even report on their father or mother who are in high places, even if they do something good, they take time. They are very professional, but some people go extra mile to try to project the doings of other government officials simply because of the cordiality they enjoy, the contagiosity they enjoy, and it's not helping us. They're bringing even rift among themselves in the journalistic field in the country. I hope we can deal with it so that we can have a very good country in terms of how dissemination of information is concerned.
Thank you. I will stop here for now. And Shadrach, let's hear your two questions on the first round. After you go to Mana Lorena, and then we start the second round with the CEO.
Okay, so I want to thank you and thank our studio guests. Like you rightly said, we didn't come to really have a symposium with him. We came to learn from him. And Honorable Yonkwe have been one of the NEMA leaders or legislator that I've always admired, following religiously. And he has been one of those stop talking, not just talking like other lawmakers. I just want to talk because their voice want to be here, like you get called by other people. Or he has been one of those people that has always been in the vanguard of pushing knowledge, of pushing wisdom. Okay. Even during the days of our father, the late Senator Johnson, he was one of those that always stood for the right. He did not follow sentiment, but he always followed what Nima stood for. And in his quest, his advocacy has always been what Nima would benefit as a country, apart from being what Nyonkwe would benefit as an individual. So I would just like to ask a few questions. To start with, Honorable Yonkwe, you witnessed the scenario where Garrison Yelu, Zotai Tatos, former central bank governor, LTA commissioners, they were all unlawfully dismissed because those were all tenure positions. They were called back, duly compensated. But our kingsman, our brother in Honorable Garrison Dodo Yelu, was left out. And people, we believe that they are within the echelon of power when it comes to Nima affair. Did not make any say in that. We also witnessed the situation where a son of Nima, a vibrant son of Nima, a philanthropist son of Nima, in Honorable Musa Berete, vied for the position of Deputy Speaker. Almost 90% of our lawmakers went against him, with the exception of Honorable Tawongwe. And we see every day we say Nima Unity, Nima Unity, Nima Unity. Considering these selective choices or advocacy, what do you make of the Nima Unity for which we all preach or go for? Is it real or rhetoric?
Thank you, Mr. Doki. Well, it is more of rhetoric than reality. You have eloquently stated how the scenario looks. You can't be going through all of this and consider it as real. So you are right. I don't know what really transpired as far as Councillor Yelu is concerned. The way the other people from LTA, the other people from Central Bank were somehow compensated. I don't know up to this time whether nothing had been done for him. But these are the tragedy we're talking about. These are the tragedy we're talking about. Nimba country does not have to, it does not deserve this. Because the very position that Honorable Yelu was, he was the chair of the governance commission. He actually served under I was the chairman on governance at the house when he was briefly placed in that position towards the end of the tenure of President Weah. So, and then there were other commissioners like Councillor Pakling, some of my veteran supists, who also was on the commission. In fact, but after the election, and Pakling was a councillor at law, and he was one of the, I think he was the legal advisor to the CDC campaign. And Yelu was just one of the vast co-chair of the campaign. But yet, after the election, decided to maintain Councillor Pakling, and he is still a commissioner. And so, I mean, can you imagine? But this is a very low fact that could not give the woman 40% of the vote. Despite the fact that he's the standard bearer. But Nimba that harvested all the votes and gave it to the rescue. Can there be some reason to say, look, no matter what happens, our brothers and sisters that are in position, even if we don't keep them there, let's keep them in parallel position. If we don't escalate, vertically promote them, let them keep them there. If because of sensitivity, let's just put them on the same levels, but somewhere they must be there. But for the gentleman to be identified and be completely kicked out, I think is politically unwise, disingenuous. It's going to have a long-lasting stuff. That was when the election came, where Koga was running, and then Ide was running, Yelu was running. There was no, oh, what you guys shouldn't run, you shouldn't run. So the man must sit down and get ratty. So these are the situation. I wish the president had treated Yelu the way he treated other people. We have paid them off. Or else, what is so special? So those who are leading us in the national government should make this case for us. Yelu need to be remembered and compensated, saying that is the order of the day. Yeah, but this is what I can say. And many things, many other things can be said. People who played a role as we did, because of one reason or another, they are remembered in this government to some extent because they are under animosity among themselves, and not to the point where the person had to die. I was just telling somebody, I said, the day, God forbid, the day I died, at the time you see 35 bags of rice dropping to my house with $5,000 to my wife and say, look, this papi was our good old man. You're prepared. Let's take the man to the funeral home because we're grown now. But when you are living, nobody cares for you. Then you take your political decision. People want to say that you are the devil, the last devil that God ever sent down. So these are the issues. We are not crybaby. The country is for us to protect. Right now, my case is on the docket. When the caucus went and unilaterally pinpoint people to serve on the PMC. The $2.7 million we allocated that year went into breeze. We went to the circuit court and we went to the Supreme Court. The case remained there until their tenure was over. At least I made that record that when I'm not happy with certain things, those who we are electing to represent us should not look at the seat as a place to worship. They shouldn't purify themselves with position. As a lawmaker, you should always have the inclination that when things are not done legislatively, it can be done judicially. That's why the third branch of government is there. And we tested it to the letter. But because we were somehow embarrassed because the head of the judiciary was our own brother and he came from District 8 at that rate, anything he pushed hard, it will affect it, it will by fire. The NIMBA people are fighting, and then the idol that will come between is pushing it hard. So we hang on some kind of legality there that, look, when you sue the superintendent, you are suing the president. So the case will go to the full bench of the president. That how come the country was kept quiet until the situation subsided. With me, that's how I want to handle my public life. You know, you don't give room for a whole lot of interpretation. What happened to Honorable Jelu is wrong. If you were able to fire other people and compensate them, then you should be compensated. Or else it should be called back in government in one form or another. But again, maybe they are working on it because they are Bele people, the VP and him are all from the same place. They are brothers. Maybe they will look away. And now it's a council of law. It may be maybe judge somewhere or some kind of attorney general, some of the things. Let's just wait and see. But as it stands, we criticize what is happening to him. But I still feel that there's still a way for some amends to be made.
Okay. So thank you. My question number 2 before the last. By this time during the CDC regime, NIMBA, there was a dam being constructed in Gwede under the CDC regime. By this time, the high school in Ban was under construction. By this time, the bridge in Pabli was under construction. The hospital in Gwidoru was under construction. The road leading from Gantor to Logwatruo. The road leading from Gantor to Seklepie. The market building in Gantor. The administrative building in Gantor. The relocation of the G. Harry Hospital from Sanikode near the Twin Trap going towards behind Sakimpa. By this time, there were also free education for public university across NIMBA, which is still continuing, but was initiated by the then government that Nimbadians were benefiting from. The payment of WAF fee for our high school students. And those were developments that were taking place across NIMBA by CDC-led government that did not have a vice president coming from NIMBA. So how do you compare the Bwaka-led government that NIMBA contributed over 140,000 plus votes, the development under this administration to NIMBA as compared to the CDC administration to NIMBA?
Thank you very much for outlining the achievements of the CDC government vis-a-vis the Unity Party to NIMBA. And you did it so succinctly and eloquently. There is nothing to compare. There is absolutely nothing to compare. And the sad thing about it is that these projects were launched as a way of launching the vice president's senatorial bid in the country. Yeah, at the time they were still whining and dining with CDC. When we went to break ground in Ganta for the Seklepie Ganta Road, it was like, we have brought this representative, this Senate representative to be senator, and we're breaking the ground. He didn't want to us to build the road. When the city hall was launched, it's the same thing. And about 6 months to time, when they decided to remove themselves, he and the senior senator decided to remove themselves from the CDC just to find themselves on the other side. Luckily for us, he got a vice presidency. We thought it was just going to be a foregone conclusion. But we had to go 2 solid years, 2 solid rain seasons into the mud between Seklepie and Ganta, especially in the Kwapa area. Before the few times, I think that 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, I saw some of the Chinese people trying to do some peg installation from Kogopa to Seklepie. Of course, so this is it. This is it. How did we get here? So when you were in lower position, there were a lot of things happening. But then you went at a higher level and you got the benefit of the doubt from your own people. But apparently, what is happening? Or they're waiting for 2 years to election? Our people know better. Oh. So you are right. A lot of things happening. You are not mentioning the Ganta City Hall and the other projects that you just mentioned. The government being continued. Even there was a dry port that was being constructed by the railroad in Kwapa.
Yes.
Madam Ellie Salif started it. We managed to win it during Franz Joagle's superintendentship because the Bassa people wanted it, Bum people wanted it, but the people know what they were looking for. They were looking for a port that would serve the southeast along with Ivory Coast and Guinea, Mali, and Burkina Faso. And there were no propitious location then around District 8 in the crossing point. Kwapa was elected, 75 acres of land was surveyed. A lot of things, even some clearance took place. But again, nobody hearing about it now. And I mean, there are some things I cannot just say. Initially, when that place was being done, somebody may said to say the place in District 1, so they were only referring to it as Ganta. All the business, the interaction of Freeport was done with the District 1 representative at the time. Until later on, when I insisted that this is District 8, you know, a lot of things. But a British guy that was going to construct a place, they call it the BE. The British engineering company or British firm, they wrote me officially.
Yeah, working along with one stakeholder by then.
Yeah, asking me, soliciting my cooperation and the rest of it. And so, but unfortunately, again, we are where we are. The CDC, who didn't know much, came and sustained this project, and they did the clearance. And then our own person is now the second person in command. The dry port is a necessity. It's a manifest necessity, you know. But now we're sitting down and say we're waiting for somebody to become vice president or to, so that's why we believe that we need to provide a presidency. A vice president can give us a dry port and complete most of these major projects, then maybe that the presidency will do it for us. That's why some of us are talking to our people to come and help us to make our brothers' feet very heavy on the ground. Let look for a vote somewhere else to tap it also, we can get the leadership. But it's a little bit disheartening that our own brother is in position to do something and cannot do it.
Okay, so thank you. So my last question before I take my rest, this gone October 24th of 2025, there was a game-changing launch of a renewable solar panel plant in Lofa that cost around close to maybe 11 million, and that will supply Zozo, Olahun, Banjama, and the rest of the area. Okay, a solar plate. Just yesterday again, there was a stadium, a ground was broken for a stadium construction in Banjama that cost around 7.5 million. There is also a presidential villa on construction in Lofa that costs more than 10 million United States dollars. And then when I last checked, aside from those things, there are new schools being built in Lofa. There are new hospitals, not renovation, new hospitals. New roads being constructed by Sir Joseph Company. And besides the development of, let's say, in the infrastructure, when I last checked, Heron Samoa, who having to be the central bank governor, come from Lofa. Doba Jala, who having to be the LRA commissioner, come from Lofa. Yure Yapawulo, who having to be EPA executive director, come from Lofa. Lavala Kotima, who is the head of government purchasing institution within Liberia, the GSA, also comes from Lofa. And then you also have the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis, who also comes from Lofa. You also have the Minister of Finance, Development and Planning, Augustine Gafford, who comes from Lofa. Jaso Male Jala, the Minister of Education, also comes from Lofa. You have Roland Lather Gillen, who is also my partner professor, who also comes from Lofa. And you have Jacob Bangali, who is the Youth and Sport Minister that comes from Lofa. And the list are so countless. These are just the first line ministers. I'm not discussing deputy directors or deputy ministers, including those developments that are just listed. For a country that gave President Bouaka less than 50,000 votes, comparing the benefit of Lofa with what Nima is benefiting in terms of painting our administrative building, renovating our superintendent compound. If Honorable Musa Berete CMC were not to be in the election come 2024, what would have been your recommendation to the people of Nima in terms of fair justice?
You already know, if you seem to be very much versed in Liberian politics, so you already know who are supported in the run-up election. The gone election, I supported CDC. So if Honorable who was my chairman of CPP at the time, when CPP decided that they would not endorse any candidate, any member could go his or her own way, and I chose CDC. Obviously, if he had not formed a political party to invite me to play a key role, obviously, considering what I'm seeing, I will obviously go to where I supported during the runoff. I know this time is not going to be one man dominance. At the time, there was something that was already laid down. Therefore, I said in it, but there will be some meeting of the minds where we will put some pen to paper and make sure the country is not run the way it was run if I says yeah on a tenure. But what you outlined is just a good historicity of the problem we are facing. The gentleman at GSA is not Lavela Super Galakba. I mean, it's Galakba Cottiman, not Lavela Cottiman.
Yeah, thank you.
I know the Cottimans very well. The Lavela was in school with us. They were leading the Lofa University students when we were at the Nimba University student level, so we know them very well. So yes, Galakba and not Lavela. But of course, if the leadership, if the presidency, if the government cannot build stadium, who will build it? I think what you are worrying about is the concentration of those development initiatives in one area.
Yes.
And ironically, bulk of the the ministers you name are all from the Bandi land, not necessarily from the Foya area. Yeah, of course, the Kafuan, the Ko Bangalore, the Samoa, the Double Jala, they are Bandi. You know, the CDC fought her and took the Bandi land from the Ome. And when Jalakpato, despite the fact that he's a Bandi, or because of the influence that CDC had through Thomas Fala, he was able to win the senatorial seat at the expense of the old man lifting somebody's hand of Galakpat Kotiman up. And so I think the paper is deliberately focusing that particular portion so that he can regain that particular district in the country. Even the LTA boss, my own friend Masakwe, is also from the Gbandi land. So in short, it's not bad to remember your people, but when you overplay your role in such a manner, it becomes problematic. And so Nimba people will not be that way. We are so sensitive to the other people. If we were the one, oh my man, one person can be in one place, one group of people can be in one place. The other people go there. But again, we are what we are. And that's why God will open our way one day. But we are not looking for the position to do the same thing that people are doing deliberately. That's why
Yes.
we need some constitutional. We need to limited people to say vice president and president can come from the same country. Limited people to say certain thing cannot happen. I think the constitution need to speak to that. Again,
Yeah.
what is left open, they leave it with the legislature to do it for us. The senator should start
Yes.
asking people for their CVs, their location. Don't tell me bring your marriage, change of country through marriage and things. Bring your university transcript. That one, when you were young, you didn't even know you were going to be minister. You didn't know you were going to be managing director. Bring your transcript. Let us see what you wrote on it when you entered university the first day. What was your country you came from? Yeah, I'm sorry. And I continue to say that the first presidency under the Musa Bilili, the first budget will be passed through executive order.
Yeah,
We
you
will
said
cut
it.
down all the benefits. Donald Trump, that law now, the budget are law. So you issue the first budget. By the time you win, you start developing, you go buy, you put a technician around the table to really put down what you expect the country to be like. You cut the facts down and redirect them to profitable area that will benefit our children, our pregnant women, our health workers in terms of remuneration and the rest of it. And if you come by next time, you say you want to take by your role after 12 months as lawmaking group, and you want to carry out by to Lotipa, I deal with you and the citizen. They say the president budget he brought, we were making the minimum salary for health worker was $300. Policemen were making $300 as well as harassment reduced and the rest of it. Then how can the other group want us to go back to the same place we came from? At least you have made your case. But there's a serious problem here. The old man, that one of the disappointment I have, as if Lufa is the only place where we have educated people. This is it. It's not good.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honor Yonkwe. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, you are listening to the Hit Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Hit Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullets. Tonight, we have Cyrus D. Dankoi join us here as one of the guest panelists, and he will be asking Honor Yonkwe a few questions as we go along the way. Cyrus, please bear with us. We got to go in line. Mana Lorena Donke, welcome to the show. You can ask your 2 questions on the first round.
Okay, good evening to all of you on the panel, and good evening to our guest, Honorable Yonkwe. Good evening to those following us on Facebook or YouTube, and those listening in Tapeta and in the Booyah area. I want to say thanks for always following the show. And Honorable Yonkwe is one of Nimba's funniest son and tough talking, and he knows how to play with words. That no one can take from him. However, the only thing Honorable Yonkwe will say that I, Lorena, will believe and gain interest in is when it has to do with demography. When it comes to politics, everything Honorable Yonkwe have said tonight, he has said them concerning other political parties. In 2005, when he first contested on Liberty Party ticket, he said these things. He praised the Liberty Party, he praised the late Councilor Charles Walker Brunskin. It was like an angel had come that will save, that will redeem Liberia. And then in 2011, he contested as an independent candidate. 2017, when he was taking re-election and contested on the Unity Party ticket, he praised the Unity Party. It was like another angel came to redeem Liberia. And the very Boaka today, he praised him. It was like God created another angel. And then going in the middle of the term, he joined the ANC. And at the time, I was in the ANC. So he praised Mr. Cummings. He said everything. He could just bring the vision, the mission, everything of the party. Like it was another saving soul that came. And then now, in 2023, during the runoff election, we all saw that the honorable man endorsed the CDC, and he praised George Weah, former President George Weah, sorry. And this is the same former president Weah, then president, that he condemned when he was in the ANC and name and label him all the negative thing and his incompetency, ineptitude, and everything. But then in 2023, he endorsed him. Now, my honorable distinguished Honorable Yonkwa is in the CMC, and the same thing he has said about Liberty Party, AUP, ANC, CDC, he's reading all the praises on honorability and naming everything and saying this and saying that. So nothing he's saying is strange because Honorable Yonkwa has never based his support on principles and values. They are always been based on just what is happening at the moment. So nothing, what he's not saying anything new. He's not saying anything strange. And Nima County supported this government. In fact, we were the reason that this government, the President Bouaka, won the election. And do we deserve better? Yes, Nima deserves better. Do we have positions in the government? Yes. Do we have up to what we expect or what we expect? I don't think so. However, we have 3 ministers in this government. We have 6 deputy ministers. I can name more than 6 directors in finance that are in bias. And we got directors and deputy directors in other places. Is that what we want? Are we satisfied? We are not satisfied. And that's why we are advocating. And that's why we are pushing. If you follow my Facebook post, I don't sing praise the government. Let other people look at happiness around and be praising, oh, this and that. No, we are making advocacy. When we have the opportunity to meet with the vice president, we suggest people from even the other side. We suggest people according to their expertise. Yes, he can say to anybody, can say, yeah, when Lorena comes, she does not talk. If I would talk fighting, maybe one would just be about myself. But I will talk full about other Nimbarians. So instead of asking Ms. Honorable Yonkwa question, I just decided to say these things. You talk about the press in Nimba not being independent. I don't know where were you in 2023 when the non-honorability that you support. He has a whole radio station dedicated to just insulting now Vice President Kun and now President Bouaka and any other person who was supporting them. You didn't say anything, you didn't condemn them. So like I said, your support are always based on the happiness at the moment. And so it's not very strange. And I don't like to talk about 2029. I have condemned many UPs who are in government at the same time try to be like the running campaign. I said, no, you don't govern a campaign at the same time. So, but because you brought about 2029, so I will just address it for the purpose of this platform. No political party in Liberia can stand alone and win an election. UP and CDC are the 2 biggest political parties. So when you say the growth for CMC is making UP scared, how is CMC growing? When just in 1 week time, about 5 persons resign, not just ordinary partisans, but officials resign. And as a resign, people they recruited are also coming on Facebook and say, oh, because you did it, I'm going to leave. How is it growing? What do you call growth? What is the party structure around? Is it a party that somebody goes to bed, wake up in the morning and point Mary as this person? Or it is a party that the EC have to meet, have meeting or go for convention? What's your definition of growth? So I would say to you that, like I said, I wrote on my page before when Honorable Bilete was certificated for this party. I congratulated him and say the fact that he's a Nimbarian and he's dreaming big and being my lawmaker, I congratulated him. But that party is going nowhere. Is that going nowhere, Mr. Bilete? They're opening another business tree. He's a businessman. He just opened another business tree. So it's not that I'm going to make anybody put fear in anybody. And Mr. Bilete knows it. And maybe only you people who are around him, who is keeping around, so they can say, yeah, the party. You don't know, but Mr. Bilete calls and have conversation for 30 minutes, hour with people that you people think he doesn't talk to. And then when he say, we hear some, we know some. So CDC, CMC is not putting fear in anybody. We know it's a stream of business that Mr. Honorable Bility created, and I applaud him for that. For our son of Nima, I know to I think it's a second, it should be the tier to go that level. I highly commend it, but equally so, it's not going anywhere. And so I want to say again to close, Honorable Yonkwe has said nothing new. Everything he has said about the previous political parties he joined, and he will always sing praise. So his support is not based on the principles, values, realities, patriotism. Is based on just the happening at the moment. Anything can change. Even before 2029, anything could change, and he will no longer be in CDC, what's it called it, in CMC. So that's how I would like to end my first portion of this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, Yonkwe, over to you now, Chief.
Oh, I think my sister is a is a assistant guest on the show. She didn't ask questions. She lectured us. But you see, I owe no malice. That's a right to express yourself. The only thing I wanted to correct her is that I've never ran as independent before. I won my first seat, as I mentioned earlier, on the APD ticket, and the second one was on Unity Party ticket. So I've never run for position as an independent. And excuse me. The good thing about it is that she says I praise my political leaders a lot. She didn't say I normally badmouth people, because I don't have to bring anybody down to excel vertically. Those who don't have options are the ones that involve themselves in insult and drawing people in the mud. When we have the opportunity, we sell our candidates as commodity that needs to be sold. And as long as Liberian political situation had not stabilized, we ourselves will not stabilize in our movement. And you will not go and become part of the political party and say you don't respect your standard bearer. So we continue to move around, we continue to align and realign until the situation stabilizes. So you will see more movements. But there is a lot that I can say, but she just expressed herself. She didn't ask a question. So we just accept it as that and move forward. This forum is not about being antagonistic. It's about you coming to tease your guests to come up with what they have in store. The code of public opinion will decide the sincerity. I've always stood my ground in doing what I do. I brought Bronskin, I took him all over. I took Omebaga all over. Some of the places he didn't reach. In my own home, when I was having 1,100 votes, Omebaga was having 880 votes, almost 100%. Even the runoff election, he got the same 800 plus votes. That's me. Bronskin, when he came in my home, while you were having 650, Vanishaman, who was the closest to him, was having 15. So this is the way I do when I go beyond political party. My people believe in me, as Jesus will say, my sheep knows me, I know my sheep, and they hear my voice and they follow me. And so that how my people and myself handle each other in District 8, especially in the area I come from. Because they know when we have the opportunity, we always put them on the correct pedestal for them to be recognized by their own people. Even when Baka was taken in our district, on Mountain myself bought one cow. They went all over. He was received by the people from District 1 to District 8 to District 9. But when it came to the district, that's the only place beside the sheep our people gave them. The two of us who were the senior member of the party gave him one cow. And so he knows that I'm the president. I do badmouth people. I only tell people the alternative, that this person can do better than this person. Sometimes even his own associates, I mean, they ran away from him because those that were associating with them, when they were in CDC, while we were in Unity Party, they eclipsed us. The senator and his son, who is not a vice president, eclipsed us. Nobody knew there was Any other caucus member in Nima County, when we went to the current stadium in Ganta, nobody knew there were other caucus, even though we were visible, but nobody could hear us. When we went for the launch of that road, nobody here. When we went to Campley, we went to Yukepa on a tour with Joga. Nobody knew that there were other caucus members in the country. But I must see these people in a political party that I had to bring up to sustain when the woman was not standard bearer. The security that were at the current, the former headquarters, we were paying $200 per month as due. But this time we're told to give $1,000 each as a unity partisan. I took it with me to Omebaga Farm in Bama and said, give it to your share. I give it to Mamaran Fufana. We sustained the party up to the time when it was time to ribbon out. Then the same people who eclipsed us over the year, I saw them, I said, no. I'd rather remain different. And so my condition can change just like Minnesota weather, as you say on that side. Yeah, when I see anything, I just change overnight because I know I got something to offer. And when we go somewhere, we can make the difference. So my sister, opinion are like noses. Everybody get their own. That's your opinion about me. It's okay. But at the end of the day, we're looking for something good for our country. So anyway, we pass that something good will happen to our country. That Honorability, who is a successful businessman, he sells gas, he sells a tank, he sells this, he does that. He can make money. Then he decides to sell food now to get money. So let me bring it to the country. It's okay. That kind of business, that kind of commodity I want to be. So we're helping to embolden his business chances so he can make more money and help our country to build bridges to do a lot of things for our people. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Yonkwe. Now we'll go to Cyrus to close us on the first round, and we'll go for the second round with at least two questions, and then we'll let the guests go. Cyrus, welcome to the show, Chief. You are muted.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Youngwa, it's good to see you. I admire you a lot. You are actually a great man. I like everything about you, as a matter of fact. I'm not from your district, but I like you a whole lot. John, real quick to ask my questions, I want to say something real quick. I listened to Lorena as she described the old man, literally saying he's inconsistent. So assuming she's right, then she's Oro Yonkwe's daughter. Because there is nothing strange that she said about the old man that she has not done. And this is no attack. I just want to set the record straight. Lorena, who uses every platform using demeaning remarks against people who oppose Jeremiah Kun at this point, Lorena once upon a time said the worst things about Kun. The very Kun that she sings praises to, she expects everyone to call Messiah. Lorena once upon a time said this man can drink blood for survivor. This man feeds on blood. So the very Lorena who talks down on Musa's ability today, Lorena don't care once upon a time said Musa is a Messiah. So how is it strange? How is it strange that somebody who even said Mr. Cummings is a gay, the same person, she said that when she was not supporting Cummings, and when she joined Cummings, she said Cummings has solution to Liberia's problem. But today, as she sits comfortably describing somebody, saying things about the old man, it got me surprised. Let's try to be serious. The first thing about politics, when you are not on the side, the other side people are on, you say a lot of things. I'm one of those who criticized George Manuel Weah over the years. When Kun and the other guys were there dancing with Weah, I used to criticize President Weah, because there were things I saw that did not go right. One of which has to do with the removal of Kabina Jane, Justice Jane. I criticized President Weah for, and every time I interact with Sidisha, I tell them, I made this full disclosure that I once criticized President Weah. That's honesty. You know, I'm not sure Lorena had told Kun how many times she said things about Kun, how the man made a woman mad for wealth, how the man made a children's upset for wealth, and the same man
Come here, Cyrus. I beg you, let's stick to the discourse. Don't go that route. I beg you.
no, no,
Let's stick to the discourse.
I'm
Okay.
just saying some of the things she used to say about Kun, about the same
No,
Kun, because okay, let me get to
I
the
don't want
point. Let me get to the
Yeah,
point.
sorry, hit the point. Let's go to your
Sarah, I
question.
beg
Let
you.
me
I don't want you to
let me get to the point. Let me get to the main point. You know,
But Lorena been bad.
no, she is. She's Oro Youngwa daughter. Assuming Oro Youngwa does things the way she explained. That means she's Youngwa's daughter. Or here
Wow.
is a point.
Mhm.
Oro Youngwa, when you spoke, I listened to you keenly when you spoke about the number of appointees from LOFA, and you said probably there is no law. There is law. There is law. The 1972 Executive Law of Liberia. The law is clear. The law states that presidential appointee, especially ministerial appointee, should come from the 15 political subdivision. The law is available, but the president continues to violate all of the laws in Liberia. The law is available. If you research the law now, you will see it. The Executive Law, Chapter 10.2. It says at least one person should come from every county to be appointed as minister. The law is available. But this is not an old man who respects the rule of law. You know, and worst of it all, I've been wondering, it said that he danced with the devil and he has changed because this is not a biker that I used to support. The biker I once supported is a biker that stands for something, a principled old man. But today, he does things the way he wants. He operates more like a dictator. It's surprising. You know, it's actually surprising. And I want to ask you a question about the number our people fought for. The number our people, our forefathers fought for, is there the same number that Jeremiah Kun is sitting over, or which number do we have now?
Thank you, Sarah. Are you staying in Kigali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm still here. I'm graduating. As a matter of fact, I'm graduating
Oh,
December 12th.
oh, that's good of you. Well, thank you for making my night. You know, there are some things we the elders can't say. So at least you're a youth, you're a peers, you can deal with each other the way you know proportionately. But we can only touch things and diplomatically deal with situation. Thank you for the way you presented yourself. The number that our people fought for is not what we have today. We tried to prevent this thing during our tenure, and it didn't work. And the very people who misled the old man, I always tell people Senator Johnson was a soft-hearted man. Heroes are only strong outside there, but when they come inside, they are the softest. Senator Johnson was the one that used to call us. He used to say, man, Larry, I am prepared. But when our men come around him, they tell him to do anything, and he does that, and then they benefited from him. That they're where they are today. So you are right. The Nimba country that Voka then, you know, Voka was never elected. Tome just say, gentlemen, you give me senator. Then when we were going out, he said, if I were from Nimba, I would just take Mele Voka to be the first senator for. Then Voka just said, gentlemen, I'm the senator now. The president made me senator. They said, well, what are you sending up? You better put your hand on you, the second senator. That had the people, the two of them were senator. For reality. Yeah,
Wow.
like he was charismatic. When they say moderate, common sense. So this is it. And they went together coolly until we got it. Even when we were in school at in Sunny College, Justin Hebdo became senior senator in 1977 when Vocal passed. He was well respected. Whenever Tobo came, every year he used to come to Nimba. If he come with a wife, Tobo for his wife second, the third at Justin Hebdo. Very dignified people. So when we found ourselves there, we thought that's the kind of way we wanted to be. But again, this whole ill-advising leaders came, and this Nimba we have today, we are not careful. The so-called Nimba unity, oneness, where when you want to talk about dividing Nimba so that we can have more jobs, you are the criminal. I think we'll be running after it one day because the thing will be so hard that nobody will be able to hold it. Look at where we are. Just yesterday, you ran campaign for Koga to be the senator. Just no sooner had he taken over, and we are having the worst altercation that two senior most presidents in the country can ever have. And you expect unity to be there. So you are right. It started way back. And today we are where we are. No more elder in the country, so to speak. We got some older people, but the kind of elder that's supposed to say, hello, your wait. You know, that everything has been politicized. So I hope we can go back to the drawing board one of these days. But thank you for putting my daughter, my sister on the spot, for being provocative to me. But because of the diploma I am, I decided to just no. I think she came to be one of the guests tonight instead of being the panelist, and so I would just let her have a day. But that's okay. But the Nimba that we're talking about, when it has to do with Oromokun, then that Nimba unity. Anything outside of Oromokun is not Nimba unity. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. So we are not hiding ourselves. We're keen into this business to create equilibrium. When I went to Minnesota to represent the caucus, a UNICO program, I said the senatorial slate of the country was skewed towards one side. We should come up with a law that says whenever one of the major tribes is occupying one of the seats, the other contest should be left for the other people to fight over. I was the worst person ever. My men then who came around here say that Koga must go, or Nyam must go, Nyam must go. The two tribes cannot be there. I was the worst. Nobody could stand up to say when Senator Johnson was alive. You don't take people like that. Now the situation has become so hard, they cannot hold it again. Then people come here around and say, oh, we who are supporting other political parties from the very country, people who are making even meaningful contribution than any other who are held position in the past are the worst people. We are not regretting. We will support the CMC for our ability to develop our people and also develop the country nationwide. And I don't want to believe that we are doing it because we hate anybody. We're doing it because it is our choice. We don't want to criticize anybody. We're not here to fight anybody. We are here to make sure that we can make the case to get our own supporters to join us so we can support CMC, which is also a Nimba-based party, so that we too can bring the change that we think Liberia deserves. Whether they do not go anywhere, that one that my sister, definition, I don't know what she mean by anywhere. You don't join party to run distance. You run party to collect votes. And that the votes can make you heavy. And you think Nimba Kante is sitting down somewhere where the people just open up and say, y'all go this way, they go that way. No. We started 5 years with time and we'll be working until the D-Day. For your information. Thank you.
Thank you, Don Cyrus. If you are there, you can come on camera to ask your last question, and we'll start the second round of questioning with the CEO.
Excuse me, Junior. Before you go to the next segment of the show, your guest panelists use half of the time
Lorena,
throw you talk
they
at
will
me.
come
So
to
I
you.
think I deserve time to
Lorena,
clarify.
Don't worry. They will come to you.
Your time will be given.
You will have your time.
Don't do that. If you want me to
You will
stay on
have
the
the
show, you
third
will not do
time.
that. You should
Madam
either
Lorena,
explain what you
no.
say opinion or ask on your question. You say I am a panelist like him. You use most of the time
Chion,
at
can you
me.
please
You need to
mute
give me the
Lorena?
time to talk.
Madam Lorena,
Don't do that.
Madam
Chion, can you
Lorena,
please mute Lorena?
I come in, Shadrach. I come in. Let me take control, Shadrach. I beg you. We all on this show, we are given our personal time to express. When you came, you never had question for Onyonkwe. You express your thought and Onyonkwe responded. The other panelists thought it was that he had to make some, ingestion there to your thought, and he did. Now we're coming for the second round. You can use that to debunk whatever statement that he made, and we can go on with it. But we can give you separate time, and we go for another separate time. Just bear with us. After the CEO, we come to you. I beg you. You can include that in your second round and respond, please.
All right, again.
So CEO says Cyrus is having problem with his internet. We can start with you. Okay, Cyrus, welcome back. Your last question in the first round.
Sorry, my internet is.
So you keeping me the pipe because you doesn't want me to talk.
My internet. That's not the case. Cyrus got the last question of ask. We need to give you the privilege to ask the last question.
Thank you, Onryonkwe. Thank you for the brilliant answer. The next question is Senator Johnson, who made Kun who he is. Senator Johnson, who abandoned all of you, who fought most of you, the likes of you, Honorable Yellow, his own brother, Honorable Koga, he fought a lot of you for this guy business. He drove all of you, you know. He said he didn't want you guys around him. At the time when Senator Johnson was at his peak, you know, and he decided to make Kun. He brought him to this stage. Since Senator Johnson died, his school, his legacy, something that Nimba loves. The legacy is dying down gradually. And instead of Jeremiah Kun using resources to open a place so Senator Johnson legacy can remain forever, Jeremiah Kun, I'm told from his inner circle, my source told me, has purchased 47 cows, and they are doing some ritualistic manipulation on those cows to distribute
Cyrus,
those
Cyrus,
cows.
come here, I beg you now, I
Yeah,
beg
please,
you.
no, Jared, please protect. Yeah, protect the man.
No, the
Please.
camera is protected. The camera is protected. I gotta
But,
ingest
but
something there. You
but
can't
you know
sit the platform.
something that is ritualistic, it involves traditional performance.
Yeah,
So
Richard,
it's
let's
not
say
enough.
have nothing to
No,
do with.
we no
Yeah,
listen, we have no evidence that there are any traditional performance going on of cows or anything.
So
Cyrus,
so
I beg
so
you.
so
We're not
they
speculating.
according to my source, that's why I'm quoting. I said
according
according
to
to my
his soul, he did
source,
not say cannibalism. He said
yeah,
ritualistic.
they
Yeah.
they are doing ritualistic manipulation on those cows to share those cows on every clan in Nimba, so that when our people eat those cows, they will be able to go Kunwe, they will be able to join them to sing the same song. And what got me to believe this? What got me to believe this? How is a necessity? We have somebody who died. The man's school is closed. The students are no longer going to school, and you have money for 47 cars. I think one of these cars should be 800 or 750 least. So if you invest that money in the school will automatically reopen, and school activities will begin. How then this guy is taking such a huge amount buying cows to have feast for somebody who has died and his property that's supposed to be his legacy, the property is closed. What's the rationale behind that thing if you've ever heard of it?
Well, I know of a plan for a feast to be held for Senator Johnson. I think the former superintendent, Zwagle, has been made the chairperson. I think there was a meeting held in Senegal a few days ago to solicit the views of people or to galvanize the support for that. But again, I heard from the other source, from Senator Koga, that nobody can have feast for a family member of, or for somebody that has family member and without their involvement. So I don't know whether they are thrashed that out. But it is true that such a thing is in the making. A committee has been set up, consultation has been held. As to the number of cows, I don't know. As to what manipulation is being done, I don't know. But what I know is that, yeah, you are right. The priorities must be straightened up. There were laws around that they wanted to be bought by one of our brothers who, a long-time friend at ERWA those days when Senator Johnson used to live at ERWA. He too was one of the veteran journalists at ERWA, really Gompa. I think he has his ministry that Senator Johnson called him before he died that, look, man, I have university here. I want you to help me to run it. So when they got to know that he has passed and there was a need to resuscitate the university, now his team, his mission, his ministry wanted to see whether they could take over here and see what can be done. But again, the North has been around. So whatever it is, in the wake of all of those things, it was going to be a little bit wiser to think about directing those resources there instead of having, when you die, you die. The way we handle our old man, those of us who used to go against him, I said, what? So this was something we were going against? The way the Papa was handled in this country, I mean, he is really loved by his people. It was risky for you to stand and say you're rising against him. So let's keep it as that. The other resources are directed to making his legacy to last instead of engaging into that, whether ritualistic or not. But whatever the case is, at least you are a good. You have told me if I would go there, I would not eat that meat. Yeah, because you have just told me, because you're a young people, you know, you way in East Africa, you know what they're doing to cow, and the number and all involved. At least luckily for me, if I would show that out of respect for him, I would just show my face. I will not eat so that I can't be one of those that will be contaminated by that. But as you have said, I will also share it with my people because you're closer to them, you're the young people, you're closer to each other. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a missed opportunity. If you have such a money to, because we will normally buy cow, it's about 800 for the medium size and 950 for the gigantic one. So if you use 800 as an average, and you're talking about 40 or 400, that's not small thing. The rice go along with it, the drinks, the logistical arrangement, or a substantial amount of money that could be tapped upon, and then something be done for the school. So basically, that's all I can say about it. I don't know. I don't have information about it. I don't know about the manipulation, the religious, the traditional aspect. But I think he's thinking that there's a need for us to remember the old man. But again, if remembering him for the legacy to say be shut down, the radio station is down, the university is down. If that's what it means, okay, that's the judgment. I mean, in Africa, you don't investigate the big man too much. He's the vice president of the nation. I learned that the president himself is going there as well. In commemoration of that day. So let's look up to it and see how it is.
Thank you so much, Yonkwa. Folks, if you're just joining us this evening, you are listening to the Hit
Can
Out
I
program.
ask my last question?
Now, we're asking we'll come back to you for the second round, Cyrus. I beg you, just bear with us. Those of you joining us, you're listening to Larry Yonkwa, former representative of Electoral District 8, Nema County. He served as representative for that district 2 terms. And of course, he's a statesman, an elder of Nema, and we are in conversation with him here tonight. He's also, I think, is it the chairman for statistics or what?
Vice chair for data, statistics, and research.
Great. Vice chair for data, statistics, and research at the level of the Citizen Movement for Change in Liberia. Now, on the second round of questions, we will start with Madam Lorena Donker. And after Lorena, we'll go to Shadrach. From Shadrach, we go to Alan.
Your problem is when you see elderly people, you can't recognize them. I check them, you recognize me.
Please rest assured I will recognize you.
Yeah, my old man, let me ask you. Yeah, they thinking you're not correct. Lorena, go ahead, I'm on your trouble.
I recognize DK Way. DK, welcome to the show. If you don't know, every day that passes, DK gains 2 pounds per day.
Yeah, the other picture he posted today, I don't go on his stomach in front of you.
No, that is share. I always share.
When I saw it, we are saw it with honorability in the States, I said, what, my man is pretty big like this?
So let's start with you.
Yeah,
Lorena, welcome on the second round. You got 2 questions. If not, you can make your comments. Or you can
Okay, so just before I can say what I have to say on this segment of the program, these kind of platforms are like schools. So in your school, anybody can register a child to go to the school. Albino, black, white, disabled, just anybody can register to go to the school. So, and anybody can be your classmate in your school. So it's just a situation with this kind of platform. Ordinarily, I should not be talking with certain people. I have tried as much as possible since 2003 March, not to go into exchange with some people. But when something has to do with your name, you try to say it out. In 2020, I did not support now Vice President Kun, but then that didn't mean I ever insulted him or whether I ever attack his character. People who know me know that I will support you, but then it does not mean I should come down on another leader or insult another leader. And Tyrus was talking about I said Vice President Kun was a bloodsucker, which is not true. And I heard my honorable man thanking him. But there's the same Sarah who called me before and said they went to a Capitol building, I think to Koga, but Koga wasn't around or something. And they came to you and he said, my man, when you're kind, you have to go to the Giro lawmaker for the minor lawmaker. So should I also believe that? Should I? So there are sometimes good to evaluating based on you and myself used to be friends on Facebook, where you followed my how you call it, my post, and most often all your activity you will send it to me and I will even share it. I support what based on issue. If you say the thing is rare, myself know it's rare. When you supporting it, I support it. And when in the way I'm supporting you, if you just see you are green and say it's black, it doesn't mean I'll follow you and say it's black. Or I do my own assessment, my own evaluation. That's how I do things. And this young man know that in 2023, even when he was insulting Roger to show support to non-representability, many times I got a message I say you can support honorability. I mean, it's a son of Nima, but you can also just decide to stay away from Roger instead of waking everybody and insulting him. Because you don't know what tomorrow go. And for true, there came a day that the tomorrow was talking about him. He and British, they broke her according to him. Abigail said they didn't want him on the team SYZ. Some people say whatever. And there was a day that he needed assistant, which I didn't have at the time. Who did I call? Honorable Roger. I said, you need to do something for me. He said, Lorraine begging for money before. What's that? I said, Nana myself needed one of us needed in Rwanda. And he said, Lorena is like, like you putting your taboo in my mouth, putting my taboo in my mouth. He said that man had insulted me for all this time. I said, that's what make you a leader. When you do that, then you know you are a leader. And he did it. So because I try to avoid people. If I don't support you, I don't support you. If I support you, I support. Like recently, people were coming talking to how you call it, Cummins, Mr. Cummins. I had a different perspective of people. So Cummins said they said that. In fact, they took a whole makeup press conference for Cummins. But if you saw my page, I went differently. So I can support people, and I can decide to also see something somebody and support that particular thing. I don't denigrate people because I want to show support. And you say I talked to the elder, is that elder, and why I say he didn't deny, he didn't distance himself from it. In fact, I thought 2011 say he was an independent candidate, but he said he ran another party ticket. So he had been like every election has been a different party. So what did I say that was wrong? The old man he said, I'm saying old man because he want to want me. The old man he said accepted it. He said he can change the Minnesota water. So what did I say that I was denigrating? And then the old man will ask a question about the draft vote in Puapa. And thankfully, he said it all started, the discussion started anytime, and then to former President Weah, and now this regime. And it has not, I just want to say it has not died. It starts this draft season. And then my brother always been talking about it grading down. And Shedra, the dam is being constructed. And like I said last night on the show, Nima is not a church. Nima is a county. So because Nima is not a church, we will not all support the same person at the same time. Neither will we all be in the same political party at the same time. Like I told you, the only political party I've ever joined in my life was ANC in 2019. Okay, and since then I have not supported and I have not joined any political party. So it's possible that maybe in 2029, 2032, I could be in a different political party. So, but the fact that we should have one thing at the back of our mind, that's NIMA, and that's our denominator. So whether you eat ANG, whether in Pentecostal, whether in CNC, you in UP, you in MJ, in whatever
Say,
political
Lorena,
party.
can I ask you?
TK will come to you
Can
now.
I please ask you, say Lorena? You just making
Go
comment, you
ahead.
not ask?
No, she's not asking, according to her.
I'm not
Oh,
asking
okay.
question. I decided
Go
not
Oh,
to
ahead.
okay.
ask question.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, man.
So whatever political party we are supporting, or maybe you are not your political party, but you are supporting the vision of an individual of a political leader, we should also know that we have one thing in common, and that thing is Nima. And you may not be taking gas or wasted to bring portion of Nima, but the way you talk to, the way you come and just tear down people is almost, it is still as destroying Nima, because um you are supporting somebody. You could be supporting somebody who is the worst, but you praise you. I'm not talking to Honorable Yonko, I'm talking to just everybody, and this is the same thing I tell last when they show you my closing. And so you will praise that person, the person is an angel. But then another person that you don't agree with, or you don't support, or the people are not on the same political side, you come down and say all the worst. Some 90% lies about that person, but then you still want Nima unity. The Nima unity we're talking about is incumbent upon all every Nimbayan, not just one Nimbayan. Because even the one who is in the lead, I mean, like the vice president, who is the vice president, if he extends him a reconciliation to you on the other side, if you don't want to accept, if you have inner motive, or you don't just want to see things going on fine, you can decide to spin that handshaking around, and then you never accept it. So when somebody is extending hand to you, you are saying you extend hand to that person, so that this Nima unity will talk about, so that it can become action instead of always words. Because today you will think you don't need anybody in Nima. Because you think you're in opposition, so you don't need anybody, or you in the ruling party, you don't need anybody. But I tell you, no, statistics, election statistics are not like scientific statistics that will say you can base on it and determine the future. NEC does not have result keeping for a particular political party or particular individual to say 2029 NEC will start their results from the previous result. So everybody need everybody for the future for political reason. So people need to learn to modify their way of, and how you call it, that way of supporting their leader. Support your leader. You don't support the other person, just you don't see them. Like recently, I was telling some people, so what's the essence of talking about drugs without being sick? Like, I have to say you can control your own health. Nobody. So I would just like to say it this way. And like I thank God that Honorable Yonkwe, they didn't say what I said was lie. Every election year, he has a different political party. And so, like I said, everything he said tonight, about my lawmaker, and I knew he has said those same things about all the lawmaker, all the political leader before. And once before in the past, he praised them like they are injured, but then if it comes to the point that you have to come hard on the other person that he doesn't support, he does that. So what's strange? So that's why, like I said, I don't waste my time asking a living sedition question. In the same way, I wouldn't waste my time asking Honorable Yonkwe. Like I told you, he know words, he know how to play with words. So asking question would be the defeating myself, but I'll just have to erect checkpoint that everything he said are things that he has said about 6 other political parties before. That's how I would like to end this segment of the show.
Thank you so much, man.
Gio, how many minutes you get say Lorena China so?
They can get all the menu. That I don't want to invite
If you
and
come
see
from
you put
doing
a
your
cut out.
overtime and you late for the show, you can't just say that one. You not getting your video, we not getting, we not give it to you.
Your will join us very shortly.
You not already let to see sedition.
Before
I was not
No,
on the
I
show,
met
but I
them,
was
but I don't
sharing the
ask
show
their
all
question
over.
because
I
you
was
ask
watching
their
the
question, they
show.
know.
I haven't come in.
To Shadrach, right?
Yeah, but before we come to Shadrach, I think when our Yonkwa is not here yet, he experiences some network problem. So we'll go to TK and
Yeah, but
now
your
for us
camera is off.
yeah, I think it's
The
network
live
problem.
screen can carry data. Oh. The live screen can carry data. Maybe the paper data. Sure, they there. Oh.
Now for us to make the show in dialogue, we always say here, words and not bullet. And we don't want to make the show tonight with a dialogue. We hear you, TK, and after you, we'll go to Shadrach, then Amma, then Sarah. Sarah, I beg you, I'm keeping you last because I don't want us to make this with a dialogue.
I
Okay,
can't
so
mess Sarah talking. You can't give me time.
Junior, is this our post analysis or just a second segment of the show?
We are on the second segment, not yet the post analysis. If one of our young boy doesn't rejoin us, then maybe we can automatically go to the post analysis. But DK, you weren't here from the start. We'll give you the opportunity. And after you, Shadrach, I beg you, we had our piece, so just bear with us. Let DK speak.
No,
And
go to the people are on bush road. I want be breaking. I'll soon get. Don't do that thing to me. You get 15 minutes to the loon female on the show. Everybody was just relaxed. She came from North Dakota. She went to Iowa. All the places. She said everything. She even justified the money the VP giving her for PYJ burial and everything, and the money they took for our account for the first burial in 2018. So I will say my own. Let me get to a better place. Thank you very much.
So what happened in 2018? What
thank
happened in
you.
2018?
So, Comrade Amma, let's give you the chance to. This is now your question. So
2018, I was living in Liberia.
we're going to limit your talking because you just come. So we want to give you the opportunity to talk. We'll come to you, Shadrach. I beg you. Let hear Amma for
no
2
problem.
minutes.
I'm coming there.
So Amma, because this is not your question, we want to hear you from the segment you listen to. Whether you have any other opinion on that, let's hear you while we are with the guests to come. Let's give it 2 minutes, and after you, we'll go to Shadrach.
Thank you, Ambassador, and many thanks to the CEO and Lorena who really hate sedition, who don't ask typical sedition questions, and DK where intellectual Shadrach, our brother Sarah from the around the eastern region there. I think Rwanda, if I'm not making mistake. So everybody on the show, I just want to greet you all. Today is another great day for the people of Nimba and Liberia at large. And I think Larry Yanko have touched a lot of things. Larry Yanko is a tyrant intellectual. He's a fearless one who don't back down and who don't back down to any intellectual debate. And all of those arguments that he is making here, I know that will be his argument. For me, I'm not actually surprised. But there are a few things that he stressed here that really make a lot of sense. When Larry Yanko said that, what really are you celebrating? When the legacy of Senator Johnson is in all of those hoodoo balu and everywhere around his radio station down, university down, even the school, the church here, everywhere is down. There are a lot of controversy. There are a lot of conspiracy theory about Senator Johnson death, that he never died a natural death. People are coming out with a lot of conspiracy theory. You have not solved the problem with the family. And I think it is a total disservice to Senator Johnson's family for people to be in knowing that I sincerely, if the vice president is listening to this program, to this platform, I know that many of the agents, his lieutenant listening to this show, that if comment that we make on the show he can be inboxing people and say you thought so and so thing, meaning that they can listen to this show and relay it to him. Vice President Kuhn, it is now time that you rethink your decision. Now, every time you cannot just always be right. There are times that you listen to the family. The family of Senator Johnson are making a serious position very much clear to you that they are not ready for peace, and you cannot have peace without Senator Johnson family being involved. You having peace without Senator Johnson family being involved, and the head of the family right now, who is Senator Samuel Gongben Koga, that would never go down well with him. It will not go down well with the family. We would love to conscious you that you settle the matter with the family before thinking about and settle the matter at Senator Johnson's school before thinking about having peace.
There's no need of having feast in rush. There's no need of doing anything here in rush. We must respect and honor the dead, and by honoring them is by giving them dignity, and by giving the family dignity, and by giving the family to be involved into the process. Having said that, let us get to the main issue that is affecting the Nimba people now. That have to do with Aselameta. And Ambassador, if you will just give me 1 minute for me to just conclude.
I beg you. You can say that in your post analysis. We'll come to that. I beg you. Let's not change the topic for tonight. You can say that in your post analysis. Let's go to the next person. I beg you, Chief.
Thank you. I'm okay.
Thank you so much. Now, Shadrach, over to you after you go to
Lorena can get 15 minutes, but we can just get 1 minute, 30 seconds to speak.
Man, that is VP interest, bro. The power. Yeah. Okay, so
you know the good thing, Shadrach, before you come, you know the good thing about the show.
Shadrach,
Someday, Lorena,
and you know your harvest sister, right? Don't forget, we got two things come on. We got Nima, we got harvest. Don't mind the other typical edition. You made mistake.
Some days, Mana Lorena refer to me as Sidisha, and some days too, Aman, Shadrach, and the rest of the people will call me United Partisan, and that's okay. I like to be in the middle there. Morris King says, you know what? I'm just there. Nobody know where I am. Let's hear you, Shadrach.
You know what?
So, on a serious note, on a very serious note, my fellow panelists, this is all about Nima. Though we made laugh, we made joke, but it's very serious. It's very, very serious. And I kept hearing Lorena saying we should be patient, things will work. Nima got 30 minutes seriously. When you just listen to me, I named close to 15 direct frontliners that Lupa has. And I named more than 5 permanent new projects that are all above 5 million that Lufa is personally embarking on. And we keep saying, let's be patient. Let's be patient. You know, for some of us that studied about to some extent, the word time, T-I-M-E, time. The word time derived from a Greek word, which means kairos, which means opportunity. The opportunity we have now to have a VP in Jeremiah Kun, Honorable Jeremiah Kun, who is not responding responsibly to our responsibility may not be there tomorrow. So this opportunity should be taken very, Lorena, I want you to come back because I'm speaking to you directly. Because you are the conduit through which the message goes across. So, Nima is at a crossroad. We are not benefiting anything. And we keep saying, let's be patient.
Third party woman.
Let's be patient. Again, when you read about it, it says, redeeming the time, for the days are evil. The word redeem is a Greek word. Yes.
Shadrach, 1 second. Alvin, can you call the old man on phone so we can have him on the phone to conclude?
Yeah, he's not answering.
His data is actually off. His data finished.
Last week, I think on the internet, but they can have him on the phone while the discussion go on. He will still contribute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I tell you, the data. I spent 2 hours here. This content I spend $30 for every hour you spend.
I got time for that too. You getting paid for Molu, you getting paid for job. I got time for that too. Shaka, go ahead.
My man, okay. Job in the opposition is not easy. The only job that I hire people that are talking for me.
Saying we should be patient. We should be patient. We should be patient. Lupa is benefiting off 15 direct frontliners. I'm not saying deputies. I'm not saying assistant. They just on the 24th of this October, there was a plant of solar system that was just dedicated in Lufa, that worth over 11 million. The records are there. A presidential villa is ongoing in Lofa that costs over 10 million. Just yesterday, a stadium was dedicated, or the groundbreaking ceremony took place in Lofa that cost 7.5 million. The records are there. Excluding other new schools, new hospitals, new roads. Or we kept hearing, let's wait, let's be patient. And you were bold to let us know that Nima got 3 ministers. I kept saying that political rewards are not given in heaven. Look, the cola nut lasts longer in the mouth of those that value it. That was said by Chinua Achebe. The cola nut lasts longer in the mouth of those that value it. How do you value that cola nut? The country that ascended you to power has been forgotten. I'm not speaking to Bwaka, I'm speaking to VP Kun. What we have now, we are complacent. We got nothing and we are complacent. If we must get angry, we must not get angry with President Bwaka. We must get angry with VP Kun because he's the closest to Bwaka. And through him, our agenda can be met. That's what I said on the show yesterday, that it is not a mistake, or nobody should say that Honorable Wimonpe was dismissed without the acquiescence of the VP Kun. What's happening to Garrison Yeru today? That he's not receiving his rightful benefit. The VP knows about it. There are so many things that are happening to Nima that he has to stand tall. So people like Lorena, that you have that proximity with him, because I was made to understand that my harvest sister, you are receiving salary from the VP office, at the same time from the superintendent compound, at the same time from education ministry. So because of those things, you unscrupulously, you will like to back those people. Okay? So you like to back them. So, but I want you to really say to them in their faces that these things going on are not right. Yes, that's agree. They will still pay you. They will still pay you. But sometimes say the truth. It's just for the benefit of Nima. It's just for the benefit of Nima, Mama. I know you attacking my brother tonight, Sarah. We who went to high school, we know that while everything you said about Sarah is just a combat tactics against him, but they are all erroneous and they are misleading. Okay. So I want you to know that everything we are doing, Nima is been mesmerized. Nima is been left behind. And the only person to stand tall for Nima is VP Kun, which he's not doing. Which he's not doing. You cannot look at a Koga. You cannot look at a Koga who was made to become the incarnation, the reincarnation of Senator Johnson, and disrespect him. It was you, said Lorena, that mentioned about the 40+ cow on this show. I think you could have rightfully advised VP Kun that Senator Johnson radio station is down, the university is down. The children are in court with their mother. The proceeds used towards the cow can be used to settle those things. When I last checked, some of his children were out of school. Those money can be used to settle those things instead of verging for a political hegemony in Nima. Because the attempt to kill 40+ cow is to gain political dominance through the influence or the sympathy of Senator Johnson. I think you should be in a position to advise the VP, saying you are his able lieutenant on the show. Take our message to him. That Shadrach, Aman, DK, the rest of the people.
Don't call me Rioting. Don't call me Rioting. I'm not citizen.
We're
gonna marry so.
Yeah. Okay, so Lorena, to get me short, not to take all the time, I beg you, convey our message to him that he's not proceeding right. Again, I told you the cola will not last longer in the mouth of those that value it. He's not proceeding right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There.
So let me make my comment quick before I leave.
Okay, yeah.
What? The good secretary. Hey.
Oh, man, slow down, talk. You yelling. People don't know about
Oh, my man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So meaning your ear get problem. So where is it,
My
Lorena?
brother, my brother, why in chat now? You must know, you must understand.
You're not gonna call crowd yet. The man is a panelist. He came on the show. Yeah, leave the man alone.
No, my brother.
So
My brother,
I saw Jesse enter. Right now, let me make my comment. So two things. I want us on this show. Those are all who are panelists who here every day and pull more on people. I'm one of them. But I'm very close to Bibara Kun. But sometimes I sit there, I just talk my own nonsense. And I know sometimes because we're here, we have to say that. When somebody hit us hard, the best we can do is to control our emotions. We sit here, talk about everything happening in our society. Even when we are not satisfied, we need to exercise restraint. There are people who are in the current government that said the worst thing about Joseph Boakai, including the vice president, including the current vice president.
Yeah, he said Boakai went pimple.
So
it bring a diminution.
Yeah. Shadrach, stop. Shadrach, stop. But you know why? It was politics time. So after that, Boakai accepted Kun. He and Kun are working very closely. So when people say the worst about us, we need to embrace them. Here is my issue. Everything that's happening, we're just discussing our regular politics here. Out there, I respect the vice president. The position the vice president in is very difficult. He had all the demand on him.
They should not complete his. Because just had time.
Yeah, because you were behaving so lackadaisical, you didn't want to pay attention to me, so I had to quit.
Shadrach, you're not talking to me as a person. You're making your point on the show. So it doesn't mean I can't stand up when I want to do something.
I wanted you to listen, so you were not listening, so I quit it.
But I'm hearing you. It's not possible I would sit there 3 hours straight.
I think Shadrach is done, though. I don't think.
Shadrach is done.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so thank you, Shadrach. Thank you, Lorena. I know sometimes it can be hard to be the only female here. Your seat can be hot.
No, so I trust you. I just want to be diplomatic, but you're not able me because I got everything on all your. But I just been diplomatic, so you're not able me.
That one, I don't lie. The only thing you will get on all will be something different, social thing. That's the only thing that you get on. So my only concern here to you, say Lorena, and everybody on the steering committee for Senator Johnson burial. The VP need to be remanded. There are a lot of pressing issues in the family that need to be addressed. The celebration of a life, I don't have control over who giving the money for the celebration of a life. So I can't tell somebody, say, you can't do that. But if I have the opportunity to talk to the vice president, number one thing I will tell you, they man you go and have funeral for all across the country, that get horse in your home. Zero. That man, I get horse in go my place. 40 cows times 800 can build very decent home for Prince Johnson in your home. That's legacy.
Memorial house.
That will be there forever. 20 bags of rice per children. Nima get close to 36 children as a county. 20 times 36 times 14, which is the price of the rice per bag. It can do a lot of things for Prince Johnson in your home and at whatever location the properties are. The 530 to 36 children that you giving, plus the cow and the rest, 500 times plenty money that can do a lot of things for the family. If our DK was very close to the vice president and have a ear, I would tell him, boss man, you have to do this. Why would that be celebration be when you go to Goma Play? You're not getting hurt to say that. All this celebration will not be in Goma Play. You just go drop the rest. Lorena there, France, then just drop the where in Pabli, in Nikwe, Chidon, and just turn their back. A lot needs to be done so that the celebration of Prince Johnson's life that he intended to do, it will have a tangible, traceable impact in the life of the children, the immediate family, and the community he Prince Johnson is from. This is just my take on it, but because I don't have control over where he getting his money from, so I can't tell you, say, oh, VP, don't do that. He had a spending power, so he can spend it whatever way. But if I had the ability to advise, if I were in a cycle to advise, I would do that. You can't go bury Prince Johnson and just stay in the open, go my play, honor a hut that people will build, and you turn your back. Then the life you want to celebrate, the man that you want to give all the glory to, you live from there, nothing there to point to. But if in the meantime they're planning to have something there in your honor to build something there, is also fine. But if VP is listening or anybody connected to VP listening, they need to do that. They need to do that. Other than that, that particular process and everything they are planning, to me, will be useless. It will not make any impact to me. So this is just my appeal. Other than that, like I said, we need to exercise restraint as panelists. Somebody reach out to you for personal thing, and you are pushed. You sit on the show and explain that.
That is
going
wrong.
beyond the limit. We're going beyond the limit. We need to exercise restraint seriously.
DK, I don't hear what you just said. What did you say?
Because you're in the dark, you're not hearing. So that's my appeal. After Lorena, I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Listen to the man.
DK, you have to repeat because I think
you interrupting the man.
You don't have to hear. I didn't hear you. I'm
not hearing. I'm not hearing.
Don't hear.
So no, I said, interrupting the man. Okay, well, listen to me now. I said, CRT reached out to me. I didn't have it. I went to Google. And Google gave me a request for CRT. Then CRT pushed me. Or Geo pushed me. I said, that CRT, man, don't mind nothing he's doing. Certain it was not easy on him. When he reached out to me, I didn't have it. I went to give it to him. I'm just saying,
I didn't say me.
All of us.
I didn't say me. I was speaking
you said something.
I was talking about people supporting people and not causing the other person.
This is why I would never do that.
No matter how somebody push me, I would never say what I've ever done for somebody. I said I would just give you an example of causing one leader to show loyalty to another leader.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lorena, I don't say that you
never say what I've done for somebody.
So Lorena, I didn't say it's you. I was just speaking in general. I didn't say the comment I'm making. I didn't say you said XYZ to someone. I'm just saying, I'm just encouraging all of us.
There is no need to bring that up. Then if you can't man up to
no, sometimes it's good to make the kind of example so people can get reminded that okay, I think I need to change my way of doing certain things. I said it on purpose.
Okay, good.
But you did.
You not see me say.
Okay. Cyrus, I think it's your time. You can go ahead and make your comment.
Well, thank you, CEO. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Based on the policy of this platform, I'm careful not to say Lorena is a fake woman. I'm careful because of the integrity of this platform, you know. But I think everybody listening as she launched an ad hominem attack on my person. I don't like to respond. I'll respond on my official page with screenshot of all the messages she used to say. Oh,
No, 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 no,
attack
no. It's not
Roger.
mean that,
Attack this
Sarah.
other person. I will.
CEO,
I
you
know
need
I'll
to
respond
come
my
in to
page.
handle
You
this
know.
matter because they are your two panelists, CEO. I think you need to handle this
I
matter
said on
from
my
behind
page.
the scene.
Well,
Bro,
let him talk.
bros, I said on my page because she tried. You see me. Even as I suppose CDC, there are certain things I can't do. I suppose CDC. I suppose CDC for several reasons. I opposed CDC from 2017 to 2023. When Jeremiah Kun joined them, I decided not to support them. Have I followed Lorena to support Jeremiah Kun as she pleaded? But now she would have been calling me sweet names, you know. But I do think based on my conviction. She actually did. I got those messages. The first thing, the day I decide to support Mr. Kun, I will support him and I will also disclose to him. I will open up and say, listen, at so and so point, I fought you, and these were my reasons for which I fought you. You know, I don't fight people because I feel of fighting. And it's unfortunate that she will want to make it look like she's a saint. You know, this is somebody who sent me text messages to attack Roger because he went to the Zoe Bush. I said, no, that's a business. It had nothing to. Most of the posts I made against Roger was because he abandoned Ban High School. The records are there. Roger abandoned the school to a point now that when Mr. Weir decided to build the school, Roger, came back to take credit that he was lobbying. I said, no, I graduated from Ban High School. And I know the condition the school was in until President Weir intervened. So for somebody like Roger to come and say, to take credit of what he did not do, I got annoyed and I raised social critical issues on Roger. The records are there. And by that time, Lorena did not see anything wrong with it, but I don't want to go into that. The issue about NIMBA, when people talk about NIMBA, some of us people make us to appear like we are rude people. We don't respect leaders. You know, respect is something that everyone should practice regardless of who has position or not. Today, most
Reciprocal.
of the guys around Mr. Kun, you see them on Facebook calling Honorable Koga names simply because he does not want to tote Kun's back. So the day Senator Koga decides to say, listen, since Jeremiah Kun is vice president, I will join the other group to be towing his bags around. You will see them praise singing Senator Koga. But because he's a senator elected by our people duly, just as Kun, they go all over the place, abusing him, insulting him. He's not married, he's this, he's that. But nobody sees anything wrong with that, only because they are in power. No. If it is so, then I don't regard power. You cannot look at a man, a counselor at law, the Garrison Yellow. You call him names only because you are in power. And when we say things about Kun, then you catch feelings. All of them are leaders. The last time I checked, Yellow served in a house. He was part of the 53rd legislature. Today, they go all over the place saying Youngwa is better driven. What happens when you call somebody who is older than you, somebody who can burn you, when you refer to the person as somebody who is better driven? What do
And
you make of that?
inconsistent.
And inconsistent. And if Sarah sits here to say who is inconsistent, then there is an issue. What happens to say Edith is better driven, Edith is greedy, she sold her birthright for pickup? You see nothing wrong with that. But if Sarah sits here and says Jeremiah Kun can do anything for power, then there's a problem. Is this the thing that all of us are fighting for? I will always listen, it's not about job. I don't need job. You know, the last time I checked, I was hustling with Governance Commission, Lorena, Prince Bird, Simeon Wapo, and the rest of the folks behind Jeremiah Kuhn. Their only job they wanted was for Sarah to get dismissed. How will you support a
Wow.
government? How will you support a president? And fortunately for you, the president won. And the only thing you want to get is if Sarah is dismissed. How does my dismissal put food on your children's table? You know, and they will say when a young man is dismissed, he will not return to Kigali. You know, everything will be finished. His life will be useless. Trust me, I serve a living God, and I'll
Wow.
always stand up to injustice. I mean, somebody who left America, and one thing that I continue to laugh at to see her blowing herself with poke in her hair. You were on an AC. You people fool you. You went to Liberia. You blowing yourself with carpet in your hair, and your only thing you wanted for Sarah to get dismissed. Now that I got dismissed,
Can you blow
my
my hair one
dismissal
more
does not
time?
put food on anybody's table. You know, I will continue to stand up. The only
Can
reason
you blow my hair?
if we negotiate, if we have a dialogue, when I begin to respect Koga, when I begin to respect Yellow, when I begin to respect Yonkwe, regardless of which side he supports, when I begin to respect and to recognize George Weah as one of our nephews, I will call Mr. Kuhn Honorable Kuhn. I will do so because all of them are leaders. The same way Kuhn is a vice president of the country, Koga is a senator of the Republic of Liberia. You see, having Donwan Pandey calling him names. You see, the disgruntled one that they reprimanded from Ministry of Defense. Somebody that Koga was feeding. They now go all over the place insulting him only because he's not vice president. And everybody claps
Wow.
their hand. People who insult our leaders in your camp, those are intellectuals. Listen, when you want us to be civilized in our approaches towards leader, you should begin to start that conversation. We are civilized people. We are people that speak standard English.
Thank
You
you.
have most of these talks around your and your they insult leaders, you clap your hands, you call them intellectuals. People that Elgin call them with use
Hey,
platform, talk down on Madam Edith Gonglo way. Nothing is wrong with that, only because we are on the same side. But when we say something in reciprocation of what they are saying, then people begin to catch feelings. That's not the limit we want. And the last point I want to make before Senator Johnson died, Senator Johnson, by the time I was now supporting CDC, I think it was somewhere around 2023 or 2022, when both Lorena and I were on the same side. So I recall Senator Johnson said George Weah is our nephew and that his mother hails from double stand. So my question to Lorena, if she wishes to answer, how did supporting one of our nephews occur? Because Jeremiah Kuhn is a nephew to Nimba, same as President Weah. So they both nephews. Lorena chooses Jeremiah Kuhn, and I choose Weah. How is it a crime? We gotta be honest to ourselves. You know, if everybody in Nimba decides to say, okay, let's support Kuhn, it's a fine idea that people can think to do. How does that put food on Garrison Yellow's table? This is a man who did nothing. This is a man who violated no law. He breached no law absolutely. And today, he rests in, his suspension letter states clearly that he will be investigated. They didn't state any reason that, he mismanaged fund or he's corrupt or he's dead. Say he will be
yeah.
investigated for
Thank
his
you.
involvement in violation of the code of conduct.
Thank
Now,
you, Sarah.
how far have we gone with the investigation?
Sarah's wrapping
So
up.
I rest on this note.
Yeah, we got closing. We got our closing statement. We know we got one of our brothers on the show. Yeah, your own man. You know, the man sitting down with a jacket on. You know, quietly sitting down in a little corner. We want to say welcome to the show, Siawete. I know it's been a minute, so we'll welcome you. Welcome to the show again, brother.
Thank you, CEO. And thanks to everyone, Gian.
I'm not doing that.
You get CV with my picking time. Go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pleasure to be back. And the lone female on the show, and my cousin as well, Mr. CDC Ahmad Brooks, and senior brother Sajra Doki. I mean, it's a pleasure to be back. Actually, you know, I was following the show. I mean, it was a firing show, but I think the honorable went off. He could not come back. So, I mean, I just wanted to weigh in a few things, but I don't know whether I had an opportunity to do, whether it will be in a closing argument. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah, we'll do a closing argument. I think, we just want to welcome you back because it's been a long time, but we're about to go around to do our closing argument, our closing statements.
Sure.
And then, then you can
So
close it.
I think I'll give my thoughts on the closing argument.
Okay. So it looks like our host is having some I don't know what they're having in Kigali there. Internet, is it internet? I know y'all can get data over there too. Sorry. All right, Gio,
Yeah,
back,
me
right?
today I using data. My something finished. I keep going coming. They think I consume.
Yeah. Mr. Host, you ready?
Yeah, my I don't know what is happening, but it's kind of.
But we're on the closing statement now, so we can wrap it up. Our guest will not be joining us tonight. I think that's good. We've got a lot from him. So,
but CEO, I want to bring something to your attention. We need to discuss this World Bank report on Liberia. I was just on a go flipping.
Share with us in the group chat, and then we can have a look at it and then discuss it tomorrow.
I don't think I'm in the group chat yet.
Okay. The CEO are you tonight?
Oh, okay.
The
World Bank report on Liberia is very massive.
I don't know what is happening to my network. To conclude, on our young quick days, things here with is good seeing you again. Don Sarah, is good seeing you. Aman Brooks, Shadrach G. Thomas, and Mana Lorena. I mean, it was a great conversation tonight with the honorable man. Yeah, he said his thing, and some of the key we took from here as panelists, maybe we'll discuss it in our group chat, and we can try to advise each other on that. But overall, it was a great show. It was a wonderful one. Tomorrow we announce our guest, but I think if Mana Lorena is there, she can come to announce the guest for tomorrow because she has the information about them. So on the post analysis, let's start with you on a concluding statement. Let's start with you, Siawete. From you, we go to Amma to Shadrach to Mana Lorena, and then Sarah to take us home.
Yeah, I mean, the conversation was good. I got in last minute of time when my Gion brother was, I think, asking on our young boy regarding the program and commemorating the life of Senator Johnson. So, what I want to say personally is that there will always be issues and there will always be responsibility. Why it is truth, the issue of the school right now is one of the burning, issue or factor regarding the institution, but it does not need to get it further. The NEMA people needs to celebrate the life of Senator Johnson. I think I was privileged to serve on a committee that gave Senator Johnson that state burial. I think all of that was done out of innovation, and I think at this point Senator Johnson needed to be accorded the respect because, as a matter of fact, he was the godfather of NEMA and one of the most celebrated and popular Nimbayan, even up to now. So with the issue of the school, I think that's a whole debate because it requires a lot of resources. It requires a lot of conversations surrounding that. So for me, in my mind, because even if you do all of the analysis for the school and the feast, we will not arrive at a solution of the school right now. And it's a long conversation. Even if you use 50, 60,000 on the entire program, that does not amount to solving the problem for Senator Johnson School. So sometimes the politics too also need to look at it. because we know the politics will play every time, people from the opposition side, but sometimes we need to be real, because if we don't do that, the same opposition will say, oh, there's a man who made a government, he did everything, sacrifice, and I mean, he died. He's not remembered at this point in his absence. So, I mean, sometimes when we carry on a conversation, it should be surrounded by sincerity. And I'm glad that Honorable Yonkwe also alluded to the fact that he will even be on the program. So that also shows you that everyone will be involved in the ceremony. It requires every one of us to be there to celebrate and the life of Senator Johnson. It might not be every time, but at least, if once in a year, but at this moment where it's the first anniversary, I think we need to accord him that respect and to celebrate him as a hero. So I mean, it's a pleasure to be on the platform tonight, CEO. So that's how I just want to weigh in. And like we say on the show, words in that bullet, and not every time, sometimes the politics will be there, the conversation, but no, it's not there to harm each other. So I mean, it's good to be here, and I hope to be here early tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you again. We missed you. Welcome back. I think our host is having some technical IT issues, so we'll go to I don't know who he said was next. Maybe Shadrach. Shadrach, if you're available to come and do your post analysis. If not, then I'll go to Amma here to do it, and then we can follow with Shadrach, and then from there says Lorena, and then Cyrus. Amma.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 minutes there. Your post analysis. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll find time to discuss the World Bank document.
Okay. Thank you. I think we need to repeat this so Lorena and I can understand and stop playing politics with our Dana death. They want to get all of the popularity of Senator Johnson when they are not even seeking the visions when they are not even protecting and defending the visions of Senator Johnson. They want to use his death to to play politics and get all of the political all of the political popularity from the Nimba people, and we definitely think it is sad. It is very sad moment for the people of Nimba. This is why someone will have the visions that Jerry was definitely going to be a national leader in this country. This is why we went all out. Today, Dokupa do not speak to Amambros is because of Jeremiah Kwankun. When I campaign against him to convince the CDC for him to never contest on a CDC ticket. When I told him point blank in his face with then Minister Mangill, now Senator Mangill, sitting right at Jamaica, I said, Minister, the mayor want to destroy the party in Nimba. The mayor should not contest on a party ticket. We are told him when he visited the party headquarters, I was there right in front of Malu and Jefferson Koji. I told him, clear call, you elect it or not, Jeremiah Kun will get a party support in 2020 and he will be the next senator. We cannot allow. He said that we are doing foolish things. He insulted and he even wanted to misbehave. I wanted to release militant on him to take him out of the party headquarters, but Chairman Malu and Jefferson Koji came in. Today, Dokupa don't speak to me, but he is now worshiping. He is the worship master to the Jeremiah Kun that he referred to. With all of the negative name, killer, blood on his hand, this and that. When he don't let Jeremiah feed right now, he will not survive. His family will not live. We are not cowards like him. For some of us, we are very much bold. We can tell people, we can look in the faces of people who tell them the truth. This is why people that will manage in this country, manage almost all of his activity, people that will manage in this country, they never go well because we will tell you, we'll chastise you inside, and we'll tell you what right for you to do. The entire feast of the Prince Johnson memory is a mockery, and it's a political charade. It is a fact that the Nimba people need to get it clear from us. The VP and his team, they are not proceeding well, they are proceeding in error. and they are using Senator Johnson's death at all times to gain political capital. They're addressing the main fundamental issues that the families are faced with, that the people of Nimba are faced with. And what are those issues that the people of Nimba and Senator Johnson is faced with today? If Senator Johnson is given the opportunity that he rise up today, he will be very much disappointed in no one else but VP Jeremiah Kun. That is fact. This man believe in education, like him or hate him. This man established university not to get wealth for himself, but to impact the next generation of Nimba County. Today, he died in less than 1 year. His university is shut down. His radio station is shut down. His family are divided. People are mocking him in this town. His family, his wife, his children, they are divided. They are insulting each other all of the time on air. Before Senator Johnson could die, our privilege, our in Capitol building that day, he called Senator Koga, and he said, he gave her a Bible parable. He said, when this king in Israel was about to die, he called one of his nephews and said, nothing. We don't have an issue between us. Why we don't like each other for me, I don't know. And the king went and how you call it, his nephew, he blessed him. And then he told him, say, you take over from me because I'm old now, I'm weak. It is your time to leave. On that note, he asked Senator Koga, he said, kneel down, let me give you my blessing. Koga. Senator Johnson asked Senator Koga, let me give you my blessing. Then Koga said, but this can be recorded. He said, yes, let me give you my blessing because I'm about to leave you. Yes.
Wow.
Let me give you my blessing before I leave. That's how that particular thing happened in our president Coburn. When Senator Koga came from inside there and showing me the recording Coburn, I did an entire article on that particular story, a transfer of power. That was a symbolic transfer of power. At that time, Senator Johnson was alive and did that transfer of power. Today, to be having feast, then you play mockery, all that people do. Everybody around VP Kun, he watch them, they insult Koga and then they greet him in public, and he is not calling them to order. That is a sad movement. Today, you have the wife of the former state man of Nimba County, and the children, and they are still in court. You have not settled that matter, but you are after 2029. Everybody is worried. They are entire worried right now. This is why I say it's a serious issue. Their entire worry right now is the stress that is on Jerry right now is 2029. They are not even looking at 2025. And you don't leave a country like that to be focusing on election year that is 4 years from now. And then you be using Senator Johnson there. You can use this 2025, 2026 to settle Senator Johnson's family, that the school will be operating, that the radio station will be on. You're thinking about making peace with the family, let the family be together. Like that Nimba people themselves will come out to celebrate you. Not to have that state funeral that you had this one time, that when Jawia went there, people celebrated Jawia and Joseph Boaka. You know why the Nimba people did that? Joseph Boakaka was entering the entire place. Nobody waved their hand. But when Jawia reached there, the entire Nimba people, the area went upside down.
Yeah,
the Nimba people are watching us.
From Bella.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Let's continue the discussion. You know, we'll have plenty of time tomorrow to go into that. The World Bank thing, you know, that's my area when it comes to finance. So we'll try to look into that into a little bit of detail. But Shadrach,
let me do my closing because my internet trying to something again.
Yeah,
the same brother has government, man. He stays strong. Thank you for the opportunity once again. You know, I love to be on this show because the conversation can be balanced. Everybody say what they think is right. You know, The Nimba thing we are discussing, nobody should make it look like somebody is against Nimba unity. Nobody absolutely in their right mind be against. I love Nimba. And I don't like tribalism. You from B, you from this. That's not my business. Or Yonkwe is one person I admire a lot. I love him. I love Edith. I love a lot of modern people. You know, I'm not interested into tribalism, and I don't advocate on the basis of tribalism. But the Nimba we are seeing today, I'm sure it's not the Nimba our people envisaged. The Nimba our forefathers envisaged cannot be the Nimba Jeremiah Kun and his boys are running. They are ruling today. If our people were to be given a chance to come back, our forefathers to be given a chance to come back,
Mm-hmm.
they will they will speak against Nimbayan voting for Kun. They will actually do because I'm sure they are grieving to where they are. Senator Johnson himself, who made him, I have this feeling that Senator Johnson is not having a perfect rest to wherever he is because he made a mistake that he cannot repair. Nimba is facing problem because of Senator Johnson greediness. Senator Johnson followed money. You know, one day I used a parable on my official page that when a king calls you on a table to eat with him and his children, do not push his children from the table. That parable is for Jeremiah Kun. Senator Johnson, as our king, then called the gentleman on a table to eat with him and his children, and he decided to push the senator's children from the table. Who are the senator's children? Honorable Koga, Honorable Yonkwe, Honorable Yelu, Honorable Duna,
Pompu
Honorable
Kagon.
Tingba, Honorable Kagon. Majority of the guys that you see around Kun today, you know, power has what it takes to blind people's eyes. Most of those you see around him today calling him sweet names, the likes of Mr. Cooper, you know, the very Tingba. You see, when people are hungry, especially people who are used to money, when money goes from them, when they are hungry, they can do anything to live, to
Mm-hmm.
survive. Now people like us, me,
No,
the
not
woman
true.
who born me, she's a very poor woman. I'm never used to good life. My everything about me has centered around struggle, struggle, struggle. So nothing can make me to give up, you know. But people who have tasted good lives, most of them are around him today only because they want to survive. But trust me, most of them will vote against him, and power will not allow him to see some of the things that are happening around him. They will see
Yeah.
wrong things, but they will come and sugarcoat things to him. Oh, chief, things are right. Nimba, with people that are making their noise, let them make their noise. Nimba will stand by you. Listen, it's a bluff. That yeah, they turn to the now that they want to forward. If we have remote to forward 2029 for 2029 to be tomorrow, you see who he found as ex-vice president. If 2029 is to be forwarded
Yeah,
with
boy, boy.
remote, you see Kun. Talk about them will lost behind him. Talk about is a man. Talk about is sunshine. Oh man, I don't know what kind of life is that.
He's a
Where the
sycophant.
sunshine. No, I don't live my life. I don't live my life on the basis of where sunshine this that. My man Corden, Edwin Corden is one person who used to talk to me. Oh my man, give it up, give it up. I'll make sure you and the VP will work together. People know the thing is not about Dan Kwan. Already here in Dubai, before coming here, doing cartoon when President we are in power, doing my cartoon. When things are shit, I can decide to go back to Asia, I go to my cartoon while people are in their power. But the thing is, it is not about Saros, it is about the people of Nimba, the young people. You can't have vice president. You know how many Barcelona here going to school? You only send here? You know how many people Snow send here that Snow is sponsoring? we have vice president. You know, I think this year they've begun sending Nigerians to behind the horse institutions in India, some in China. You know, look, Nima is lost. And Senator Johnson, like I said the other day, I didn't regret saying what I said the other day on my platform, that Senator Johnson made Nima worst enemy. That gentleman is Nima enemy. What do I mean? You have Duna of the office of the vice presidency. Constitutionally, if anything goes wrong with the president, automatically Kun becomes president. But is he prepared for that tax? Do you see him like a presidential material, or do you see him in a combative mood? Every day he targets people. This other person is against me. Then his boys will say, "Chief, they jealous you." Nobody jealous him. Kun does not like himself. You know, if he likes himself, Kun should be calling people yellow. Kun should be working with Koga. Kun should be uniting Nimba, talking to Madam Edith, going to the president and telling the president, say, the election is over. Edith is my big sister. Let's try to place us somewhere. At least when you give Edith that opportunity and she rejects, then Nimba will say, Edith is the problem. But you have those boys, those semi-illiterate boys around him. Every day they show who enemy. Say this other person is your enemy. This other person is your enemy. How do we go about uniting Nima?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let's say this person is enemy. How do we unite Nima?
You gave him the
you thank you, people. So yeah, thank you, people. The thing about Nimba, if tomorrow Garrison is
2 more minutes, Sarah, will give man 2 minutes to you. 2 more minutes. So he learning his 2
thank
minutes.
You,
right?
sir. Thank you, sir. If the same opportunity that Kun has, if you give the same opportunity to Garrison Yellow, trust me, some of us will make him to be a very celebrated and belter leader. I can't be the same person advocating for change. Then every morning I remind Garrison and say the other person is an enemy. This other person jealous you. You know, you see, that's why education comes in. But check around that metrics. Who do you find there? Prince Bill, somebody who is insatiable to playing with desperate medicine to make people look different. Look, like one of the time I had conversation with people I told the people I say, I feel for Lorena. With all our political side, she's a good woman. I must admit, she's a good woman. She get kind heart, but she does not have the cash. And she does not even have the proximity with Kun as she must have made it to appear. She doesn't. This is a woman who believes in giving. Myself, she helped me once upon a time. I was in Dubai. And when I came here, 30, 20, 25, she used to send me those money. I appreciate it. Despite our political differences, if she has actually been given the chance, the leverage to be closer to Kun, most of these things about Nimba this, Nimba that, but now I'm sure she'll be having conversation with Kun about some of these things. But to have social
Lorena is a nice lady,
to Belgian boys, where are Zoge people? The last time I checked, I think all the districts in Nimba, Zoge is the only district where they swept the vote. The entire vote, I think they got 30 some more thousand when CDC had only 3,000. But guess what? Just we are carrying electricity in Zoge. Just we have built the Ban High School. It went 70%. For the time we are left the mansion, the school, the entire project has gone to standstill, even though they have their vice president. Why is he not even thinking about finishing that project, you know, to delegate a project to the public? Why is he not even thinking about finding opportunity to send Nimba children out of the country to go to school? Why is he not even thinking about bringing Nimba together, taking a telephone one morning, calling people, the people that Shadrach and people with political gravitas? How many vote Prince will get? That's why somebody told me something the other time. He said, my piggy, when people use certain people to do medicine for them, to get rid of them, how? I was offering cool. To get rid of them, we use people. Every time, go Benin, go Africa, go Nigeria, you use them to do medicine.
No, you're not finished yet, but I want to caution us there to stick to the point. We want to, especially when you are talking about someone else's character, you want to make sure that is something that you have firsthand.
No, I'm just using analogy, big brother. I'm not specific about.
Yeah, so go ahead and make your political plan.
Yeah, thank you. When a person uses that analogy, I began to think about some things happening in Nimba. Right now, I want to see a Nimba that will produce president. We need a presidency. We deserve the presidency. But in my mind, do I want Kun to be the president? No. I don't want Kun to be the president. Because making Kun president, most of these guys around there singing president because of their belly, most of them will live in Eza. The guy is overly powerful. You know, some of these things I've been thinking on. Why if you make Kun president and tomorrow he says Koga is against the state and the NSA should arrest Koga? Where will Koga live? Why if you make this man president and the fact that probably Yelu might not support him and he decides and say another election coming, if I put Yelu in jail, Yelu will not support my process. What happens to the future of the intellectual class of Nimba? You see the people from District 8, Melvin Gabet. Melvin, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Melvin got 3 masters. And Melvin had always supported them. Why is it he's passing around and Melvin is yet to even get peanut job? What happened to people like Roger Doma? Now, if you don't support them, you are the enemy. But Roger supported them. Melvin supported them. Where is people like Roger Doma? Today, the story you hear around is Roger ate his money in 2020 and he punishing Roger. Somebody who ate George Weah money from 20 money against himself. Now he's punishing another person who allegedly ate his money.
Right.
That's the kind of man you want to make president.
Thank you.
One of the brisket team, real quick on a final closing note. One of the brisket team about making this gentleman president is that it will be the reincarnation of Samuel Doe. Since this guy became president,
thank you.
You can't hear about him. You can't hear about him. Bapolu. The only place you hear about him at Lima. And to the point that they even want the guy who is to JFD, they want him out because he's now on the buy. I want to appear tomorrow for us to have more discussion. Thank you for the offer.
We'll have more. Thank you so much. So Ross, thanks for your appearance there, and Mr. Duki, you already gave your time out. So we'll have Sis Lorena a closing statement there.
Lorena, there's a talk we're listening to you. You know we let you.
Thank you.
You not let us see this show, but we let you.
It's an intellectual platform. You don't just talk when other people talking. Mute yourself. This is not one CDC forum that people can just be talking across the classroom. And thank you, June. Though you have an internet problem, but I want to say thank you as always and for hosting the show. And thanks to the CEO, thanks to all of you on the panel, and thanks to Honorable Yonkwe for making up time to complete the show because he was our guest, I think 2 days ago, and he had the same internet issue. So, I'm sorry that it's sad that DK is not here. When you pinpoint somebody's name in your situation and make it seem that that person is the problem, and then you take yourself and go, it can really get to me. I said something and if you didn't understand why, because you were just joining in when I was making my statement, it was just necessary it was just okay to ask. But you just talk and no matter how somebody push you, don't say what you done for them. And I didn't say I did anything for somebody. I said I was giving a scenario of why you can support somebody, but say their rival. You don't have to insult their rival because you don't know what tomorrow has. That rival you insulting today could be your lifesaver tomorrow. And I was setting an example in the case of honorability and Doma. But you make it seem that I will explain something that I have done for somebody, something that I will never do. I'm a harvester, but then I'm born in the inner church. I will never do that. I will believe what your left hand does, your right hand shouldn't see it. Yeah, so I will never do that. But now you the same DK, you sat here and I was referred to as a fake woman. Nobody saw anything wrong with it. And this is not the first time. Another time, what's her name? Go back came here and said a lot of things, and nobody, try to stop him or so. And men in general, you feel unsafe when a woman is coming up to your space or passing your space. So you tend to want to do something to bring or break that woman. But let me frustrate you. Anybody who comes on this show and tell you will attack me, then she will not come back tomorrow. You are daydreaming, because I will come back the next day and the next day. The only days I don't come on the show, maybe if my class will run after 8 o'clock, then I will not come on the show. But once my class ends at 8 o'clock, I will come on the show. And it's kind of funny when people say I'm being paid by the vice president office, I'm being paid by the superintendent, the county administration, I'm being paid by Ministry of Education. But then the same people one day they will say, they fool me, I came from America, and I get that. So you will have to tell me how you want me to live my life. So when it suits me, then I will tell you, I say, okay, I agree to what you say, I will do it. If it doesn't suit me, I tell you, I say, hell no, I will not do it. Because I don't know what people want. If you just try to be yourself and be as simple as you want, they get different thing to say. I have never boasted of proximity with the vice president. Do I see the vice president? Yes, I see him when I want to see him. Do I call him? Yes, I call him and he picks my call. I send him messages and he respond. He call me, he say, if he has issue, he asked me, I gave him my input. So, and I think he's a Nimbayan. And so if he should be close to people, it should be Nimbayans, generally Nimbayans. So, but have I ever brag about it? No, I haven't. But I can text him on Messenger, WhatsApp, and I can call him. I can call the how you call it, ARC, and say I won't see it, because he had told them when the woman come here, I say I sleep in your level enter. So I will enter. So you let me be the way I am. I'm not one of those people who will take everything to to make it to be Facebook status. I'm not one. You just made me let me be. Anybody who know me know that I'm just this person. I don't explain my success. I don't explain my challenges. I'm just Lorena. That's how I am. So
CO2 million one.
coming to the issue of PYJ fees, we know traditional in Nima, those are some of the things that bring people together. Are there challenge? If you want to be on a platform, people can talk together. This is not the place. Are there challenges in the family? Yes, there are challenges. Do we need to have the memorial fees? Yes, we need to have the memorial fees. And it is based on that. Before even there could be a pronouncement on the radio, the VP call the family of the, I explained this thing last time, but I will say, because you people are still making politics out of it. He called the family, which includes Senator Koga. None of you on the show is related to Senator Koga. I am. He called the family, including Mrs. Johnson, the siblings, the children,
you can't say we don't Senator Koga.
And Senator Koga. So Senator Koga did not attend. And they explain about the issue of the fees. And the siblings of Senator Johnson, they get our support, they get our blessing. They say it was because it was announced last year that every November 28th, there will be a memorial feast. And they accepted. The senator has not come, but we're meeting. There was no attendance. It was not a training to have attendance. They leave me, let me talk. So I can't be talking now. I'll be stuttering and then I will be eating time. And then we have a plan to meet the senator on Wednesday, like I said again last night on the show.
But I want us to take off
the heart of partisan from our head and look at it from a traditional point of view. And look at it from a traditional point of view. You talk more than 2 minutes. Why you can't give me a chance to talk? This is an intellectual platform, not one citizen platform. Like everybody talk across the board. Give me a chance to talk.
Okay.
Give me chance to
Koga said
talk.
the family were not informed, and you are saying the family were informed. Okay. So
Okay,
what's the
if Koga
evidence?
said for me on your phone, call Mrs. Johnson and ask her. I can send you a number after the show. Call her tomorrow and ask her, and then she will tell you. That's all I can say. I'm not here to argue what two leaders are saying. Like I say, I don't want to get between these two brothers because the day they're facing whatever is going on, I will not be there. You will not be there. So let us not try to let one person. This is the same Koga that sedition insulted in March and April that calling Mayor Debale Jumper, calling him Bobo, calling him all kinds of things. You pretend today to love the same Koga because you
It's
feel
not about
he has taken
sedition.
away
It's about
with his
making the
brother.
right,
Keep quiet, let me talk.
doing the right
You
thing.
gave
Doing
up
the
your
right
time, let me
thing.
talk. Give up your time, so let me talk. So there's the same Koga you people insulted in March and April. Now you're parading, you're laughing only because you see he talking to his
We
brother
want Koga to
vice
be
president,
respected.
and you're gonna be frustrated.
Koga is
When
the
they're gonna
reincarnation of
reconcile, you
Senator
will not be
Johnson.
there. So you don't try to honor your
Koga is
let
the
Koga when
reincarnation of Senator Johnson. And then pay
so
respect to
whether
him
he's a
is a
reincarnation, that's not what
disrespect to the country.
I'm talking about. You insulted Koga yesterday and call him Mayor by the jumper. Why are you
No,
praising him today?
no,
Because you
no,
are the
no,
real
no.
disaster people
We're
in Nima
discussing
County.
now.
And y'all want
Yeah,
to put
Discussing now.
politics before
let us
Nima.
finish so
Nima,
we can wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Sis Lorena,
Because
already gave your
one
time, so
thing,
give me chance
the
to
fact
talk.
that you have agreed that you're getting salary from both education, VP Kun, and the superintendent, and you say if you
I
don't
did
do it, how
not
you will
agree.
live,
I said
that is
I did
corruption.
not. The English
That
is
is
your problem,
corruption.
but I know you educated, but English still remain your challenge. I
No,
said
but
on one point, I would say I'm being paid by vice president, I'm being paid by education, I'm being paid by county administration. Or another point, I would say the VP fooled me and came and they're not
no,
giving
you
me
said
job. That's what I said.
if that is not the
yeah,
case, how will you survive? So
yeah.
I did
if you
not
say
say
how
so.
will you
I
survive,
said
meaning it
you
is
people should go
happening,
and meet
and if you
and tell
accept
me
it to
how
happen
y'all want
that
me to
way, it is
live my life.
corruption.
Shadra, you can bring that
Chadra,
one
we cannot
tomorrow.
talk like this.
You give your time
We
out.
cannot
So
talk that they share. I
CEO,
cannot be
but
touching you,
CEO,
be
CEO
disturbing.
Lorena,
Your
go
ass
6
that your
minutes,
love
CEO.
Koga
In
should
fact,
be
No, but
Lorena
to
started
be
speaking
wise
in
enough to know that
11:14.
you people don't
let
love
CEO,
me. It was the same
CEO
Koga you
Lorena,
insulted in March
CEO
and April
Lorena,
that he was a mayor table they jumper. Now today you pretend to be laughing and hearing because you feel he's talking on the radio against Kun.
but
So
you see,
Koga
VP
should know
Kun
that
said Braga
you
Green
people are just
was
feeding to the
diminishing.
guy because
Okay.
you didn't like him yesterday. When we like him, you didn't like him. So don't
All right.
holler you let Koga more than Kun.
So
Yeah,
say you
But
hate him
Kun
today.
talk his whole Kun,
Since you
but it
hate
was
him
in
today,
the
we love
campaign for
him.
Koga. You people are getting more of causing Koga. So you don't like
Since
Koga.
you
You
hate
don't like
him,
Koga. Don't
since you
pretend
not
to
All
hate him
like
right,
him.
guys.
today,
Thank you.
since Lorena, since you
I
not
don't
hate
like
Koga
I don't
today because you
hate
are
him.
dining and
I
whining with
don't
a
hate
VP.
him.
Thank you.
I
No,
Thank you,
you
don't
guys.
hate him.
said,
I'm telling you, you don't like him more than us. Because we
yeah,
like him
oh,
when you
Thank
call
you,
him
guys.
mad, they but they jump us. So
Thank,
we are the
thank,
real people who like him. That's what I'm
all right.
saying, and that's a fact.
Okay.
That's
Thank
a
you.
fact.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Sedition,
so you
they
like
think
him
Sis
they
and at
need
the
Lorena,
same time
cool,
I
they
disrespecting
don't
need
want
him.
to
cool
mute.
step.
I don't want to
It's
mute. Let's finish it now.
electric shock into your bones. Like
Sis
anybody that
Lorena.
goes against Koga and Kun, you kill that person. So
Sis
and then you
Lorena.
say I want Nima United. No, Nima United is not tied to one person. It's
Sis
including upon
Lorena.
all of us, in and
Lo-
for. Whether in
Lorena,
opposite
Lorena, you don't let
government,
you don't let
it's
Jerry more than anybody here.
Lorena, it was
no,
surprising to know
no,
that I
no,
shall be
but
getting
then
Lorena, you
don't
don't
say the
let
money.
right
Jerry
thing.
them.
Don't say and say to have feast is wrong when you know the Nima tradition. Those are
Sis Lorena.
occasions that Nibaya use to reconcile. So what makes it wrong today? Because it is cool.
Lorena, you are on the finance
Eh?
committee and you'll be
What
getting
makes it
money. So
wrong
your
today?
interest
How
in this
do you
whole
love Koga
feast
when you are calling
is
Mad
what you
by
will
the jumper
benefit for
today? Then when you
yourself.
were reincarnated of Prince Johnson, when you
Let,
calling Mad by the jumper yesterday,
okay. So, gentlemen, we're going to close here.
You know,
We're
for
going to
the
call
call,
it a
you will
night.
have like two there
is
for
that the
yourself.
same
So I know that
Koga?
we're pushing a whole
You are
agenda.
calling a bobo, a wastrel? Is that the same Koga you are talking to in April and March? Is that the same
Sis
Koga you
Lorena.
hearing today
So,
because
you
you
guys
feel
want to
you
listen
want
more.
somebody is going to be cool?
Sis Lorena,
Let be
listen up.
frank.
I
Let
want
be
to listen
realistic
to
with this thing. Let's fake. Oh, we want reconcile. They want reconcile. You people are the real.
All right, so we'll be closing up here. Thanks so much for the show. It has been a good one. Again, a heated one.
I don't care.
As always, I want to say thanks to everyone. So my own time to close, I have one of our panelists on the line. He's going to call to do the closing for me on my behalf. So it has been a great show. Let me call. We got Mr. Gonglo on the line who wants to make his input, and then we'll call it a night. We'll come back tomorrow.
But I think you closing the show, so then why you putting somebody else for now? You say
No,
you closing the show, so no need to put somebody else. We'll close the show.
Lorena,
That's
you don't
Lorena, you spoke for 8 minutes.
11:23.
They
Lorena,
gave you 8 minutes. Lorena, they gave you 8 minutes. Give the CEO chance. You cannot dictate to
Lorena,
our
that's
CEO.
disrespect and disingenuous to the CEO.
They find you people, attack Koga yesterday. Call you witchcraft medicine.
We're not discussing
Everybody
Koga.
jump
That
for.
is finished. Protect the CEO to give his time to who he deserves.
No, that was
Lorena, you have to protect the CEO.
Lorena, I don't understand why you're doing that though.
Lorena, you're being so disrespectful to the CEO.
But they're talking.
It's not for the age.
They're talking. They are you talking. You think I will keep quiet? I will not keep quiet. You don't let Koga.
Lorena, please give the CEO chance and he run the show. Lorena, please give the CEO chance and he run the show.
Mr. Gongo, go ahead. Y'all can listen to him, right? You hear him?
Yeah. We are getting CEO.
We are getting him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chandra, Ahmed, Brooks, do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make a quick input on this. I watched the show throughout. Okay, so I just want to throw my view on this whole Nima unity thing. You know, the people of Nima are not divided as politicians want it to appear. We are not divided. If you go today, you go to Bongwe to maybe one remote village in Nima, you go there today. Regardless if you go there today, they will find you a place to sleep, they will give you food, they will give you water to take back. You'll not pay a dime for that. They will embrace you as a brother, as a sister. That's unity. One more symbolic unity do you want? The problem in Nima is there is a fight between those who want to control the rest of the country. It is actually a fight over wealth, represented by the likes of Flo Toma, who is indebted to the government of Liberian millions of dollars because he doesn't pay taxes to government. He got electricity contract illegally. I know the contract, how he got it from PPCC. I know everything because my friend and brother Double Jala was sitting there. He got a no bid contract that he got it and he knows how he got it. And Jeremiah Kun, who is a very dangerous fellow. I listen to Sarah's Dankwa. Jeremiah Kun is a very dangerous person, and Nima people must be careful with him.
You are more dangerous than Kun because you only come on the show
Lorena,
to come and talk
you cannot do this.
You are very dangerous.
You are not calling Lorena to order.
All right.
You think one is not a gonglo, then it's not anything. You are very
Lorena,
you cannot do this.
Anybody I will attack him.
Please permit me to put Lorena in the bag. We can't keep doing this
Go ahead.
always.
Go ahead, Chief.
We give them the opportunity. When it's a time, people don't disturb you like the way you do it to other panelists, please.
So you know, I say this with evidence. I will say a few things. I'm not going to be long because the show is over. For example, take Councilor Garrison.
You are the most dangerous in buying. We'll talk about it.
When CDC nominated Councilor Yelu to be a member of the headquarter committee, Vice President couldn't go into his office. He said, I want you to decline the appointment. In return, I will make sure your legal service to the majority block, your legal services to remove from the takeover the money they owe you. I'll make sure Richard can pay. I will make sure the money government owe you, for your own expired term at Governors Commission. I'll make sure they pay. So right there, it became evidential that Garrison is not getting his money because of Vice President Kun. He doesn't want him to get the money unless he submit to him. So Kun is a problem. Let's face it. Okay? That's one clear evidence. And I will tell you another evidence. Honorable Musa Ability, this is not conspiracy, I'm calling names. Honorable Musa Ability, told me in person and in the presence of Madam Ida Gonglowe here in Philadelphia that when Amin Moda was made to resign from Ministry of Commerce, because at that time Musa Ability was in Kumkol. He went to Kum and he said, let's bring Madam Ware on board. Let's carry her to Commerce Ministry with your recommendation. Bwaka will endorse her, and behind the scene, we can bring her to be part of our team. Kum said, I cannot do this. The woman is my political enemy. Musa Ability is living. Cyrus Dankwan, who was here earlier, he told me the story a few years ago. Alice Snow went to Rwanda for some different things. And the Labrador students that went to meet Alice Snow. Cyrus Dankwan, as smart as he is, he spoke. And he met Alice Snow. And through that discussion, Alice Snow got to know he's the Cyrus Dankwan, who has discussed his labor with Snow and whatever plan. And whatever Alice Snow going to do for him, he said, I can't do it because Kum is my friend. You have to make a relationship right with Kum. How did Alice Snow from Birmingham County get to know that for him to give help to a Cyrus Dankwan, he must first go to Lake Kum feet? So I'm just giving, this is just a tip of an iceberg. I know you call people talk about other people. Look, there is also a Nimba citizen, I'm not going to mention a name here for security reasons, because he lives in Liberia, who was sitting at Vice President Kum's house. And Kum was telling all the young people that he has recommended in government, say, oh, the Nimba people say, we know, you all know, I promote you, so we have to stick together. You know, you have to defend me. You know, the senior will get it. The people say they don't like us. Kum is a divisive figure. Kum is a lion that if you create, is going to eat you. If Kum, like I listened to DK White, where he gave example of Bwaka a gesture. When Kum who said Bwaka brain was dead, he was wearing pamper. You can talk about who said in 2017 Bwaka was picking on himself. If Bwaka can bring all this brain government, that shows leadership. That shows somebody who is ready to lead. Kum has specific targets of people. I said on closing argument, I just come on the show sometime, but closing argument, you go there, you say my name, Caleb Gongo list as one of the panelists. One of my colleagues told me, because I'm critical on Kum on that platform. Oh, my man, he said, my man, Kum said, as long as he has power, there will be nothing in Liberia. It's coming from a journalist, I should say, who talks to him. So, someone said, what is your evidence? Because I don't know Kum, I've never met Kum in my life. So I'm never going to go to Kum and say, Kum, did you say so? No. But it's like,
but Mr. Gongo, let me hold you there though. Yes. I think if you are levying these grave accusation on the VP, don't you think it would be good to have some type of substantive evidence instead of just going by hearsay? This because this is the borderline character.
I agree with you, but I will give you this analogy. When even on this show, when a person is accused of having social relationship with another person, only the two person and God, the third person are God. If two of them decide to deny, that's it. But it's also hard that if you see a pattern or trend in something that you see happening, you don't say, oh, I need evidence. For me, I'm just saying this thing. I'm not one of those looking for a government job. I've been very clear on this. At my age, I'm trying to invest in what I want to invest in the agriculture sector, in private sector. When I retire, I return to my farm in Liberia. That's what I want to do. I'm not looking for a job to go work in government. No, I'm done past that. So I'm just saying this thing. Those who believe, who see that future in government job, and they are behind Kun and Lorena Dunga. Then this same attitude Lorena Dunga made George want to go to library. What happened to Bro George Wood today? I didn't want to go there publicly.
Thank you.
My brother.
Thank you.
Okay? Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alvin, for letting me talk.
Thanks. So I personally, you know, when you are, I like the fact, right? Whenever you are accusing someone, or whenever you are saying things, I love to have the fact. You have to give, you know, some type of evidence. Yes, you know, being a leader is no joke. I know everybody has their own saying, like him or not, agree with him or disagree. We all have our disagreement, but I also think it's also incumbent upon us, especially when we're coming on a platform, to say these things, laying those out and making those accusations. I think we have to have some type of evidence. We can't say
your sister, it's better to have job than other people who supported the corridor. They say she must go find out minister. Come on.
I'm talking.
No,
yeah, to come and you know and say this without having evidence saying that, you know, this person said the vice president said this about me. This person said this. The person said that. I don't think that's a good way to go, especially coming on the media. If someone does that about me, I won't like it. And you know, media, we have to be careful, and also what we say out there, especially when it comes to our own brother. We can disagree politically, disagree with whatever we have, but I think when we are coming here to make these points, we have to have very hard evidence when it comes to someone's character. Do I disagree with everything? Do I agree with everything that the VP does? No, he's our own. He's my brother. There are some things I disagree with. I say that on the show here all the time, but I say my own with facts. You know, I say that with numbers. I say this is this. I disagree with X, Y, Z, and I give that. But when it comes to someone's character, I think, no, I love to protect that, regardless of who you are. When you come on here, we have to make sure we protect people's character. Now, if you have hard evidence and say they said the VP said this, the VP did this, and you come and prove that, then we can discuss that. But overall, it has been a good show. Ahmad, I know you say your data was giving you a hard time. You the lone soldier, even the host, everybody ran away, everybody gone. Internet seems to be giving people problems tonight. I want to say thanks to
I'm in the back watching.
Yeah. Thanks to our 1 second. Thanks to our followers for following the show. Again, religiously. I don't know what time it is in Liberia. We still got a lot of people following us now.
It is 11:36. CEO.
11:36, and all our followers down except for Maka Kise, who's in Boston. Everyone else seems to be from Liberia. I want to say a big shout out to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank to all our panelists. Thanks to our host. I know the host also is in the back there. He had some internet problem in Kigali. Ama, you the lone soldier. We can't see the host face. Only your face I can see. So thank you.
Yeah.
It was a heated show. I will have to say that. Very, very heated. You know, when it comes to everybody got their ground, everybody got their position, everybody got to stand their ground, defend their own that area, which is fine. We can disagree, you know, and agree. At the end of the day, is one Nimba. We are all brothers and sisters. We are from the same place. That's what this platform is for. You know, I reach out to everybody, almost all of my friends that I know, in position, opposition, everywhere. I reach out to all of them. They got connection with all of us. We got a link. Whenever you want to come on here, you are welcome. The platform is different. We are unique in a way that diverse opinions are allowed on here. We are not one-sided. You come here, we disagree. People from different areas who always disagree. CDC, CMC, UP, people that are in the government, different parties. We've reached out to ANC folks, across the country. So we are open. Let the word go out there. It's not one-sided. We are open to hosting anybody, anytime, as long as you come on here, abide by our policy when it comes to respecting each other, regardless of disagreement. We'll continue to have that. But again, I said thank you. This is a NIMA platform, a national platform. We look forward to growing it. We are new. We are learning. We'll make changes, and we'll continue to grow. Aman, thank you so much. We'll talk about that bank thing tomorrow, the World Bank report tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much, CEO.
All right, Chief. Good night, yeah. I'll call you.
All right, boss.